Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Trader TV Live. Futures mix to start the morning over here with the NQ down 0.17. The ES a little bit green, up 0.4%. The Dow flat, essentially 0.03, and the Russell 2000 lagging behind all four major averages, down 0.4. Gold continues to bleed, but holding 4,000, down another 1.25%. And Bitcoin trading below 110,000 for the second straight day. But all focus will be on BYND as it gaps aggressively overnight, taking out $7, almost making it up to $9. The short squeeze continues as it expands its product lineup into Walmart and gets added to the meme stock ETF. Netflix also in focus as it missed earnings. Well, it mixed earnings bag yesterday, down 7.75%. We'll be keeping an eye on that, as well as Texas Instruments down almost 7.5% here to start the morning after a mixed earnings report. Likewise with Mattel down 5 2/3. Applied Materials as well getting a bump here early in the pre-market as they're announcing a $5 billion investment in an AI factory just moving moments ago. Google and Samsung as well coming out with a Vision Pro variant. Good morning, Adara.
Yeah, good morning. Tons of catalysts here for sure. That gold drop, certainly something to be aware of. Apparently it's poised for the worst drop in gold in 2 days. With regards to Beyond Meat too, this is not the only meme runner, quote unquote, in recent days. We know DNUT or Krispy Kreme had a really nice push into the close yesterday as well. It also gapped up pre-market. So if you like these runners with smaller market caps, there's certainly no shortage of options for you. Also, another one to watch here potentially is FUN Six Flags. We know near the close yesterday, reportedly, Travis Kelce of the NFL is teaming up with activist investor Jana Partners for an activist campaign at FUN potentially. So lots of stories to be aware of, big and small today, even beyond the earnings reports.
All right, guys, market mixed this morning. A couple of headlines as well with Warner Brother Discovery after rejecting that deal. What do you guys make of this whole morning?
All right, we've got Obi in the building today. So Obi, welcome. I'm glad to have you. I just put a lubricant in my eye there, and all of a sudden, yo, what's up, Mr. Westermeyer? This guy's still holding on to a little piece
of
the meatless wonder.
Okay.
That is Beyond Meat. I almost feel like they discovered meat all of a sudden.
All of a sudden?
Like all of a sudden they're like, wait a second.
It's almost as if what they discovered was Beyond.
Yeah, it's like now we've actually found beef, finally. We've changed into a beef company, it seems like. But wow, look at this. I just looked it up, 666. Is this ominous right here? 666 as we open the show.
Oh.
But there it is. Nice move up, another 83% for Beyond Meat. Oh, I was going to ask everybody if I should be like wearing hat or no hat because I have the...
Okay. I mean, the hat goes with the fit for sure.
Done.
For sure.
Okay, it's hat. It's hat time. Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. Neil with the day off. It's per usual. I may have a day. I was saying, well, no, I'm saying a lot of us have been not just Neil. I was going to myself next. I was like, my Stone Cold? Stone Cold's here? Oh, man, I love that one. No, it was, I was going to say, because I just asked Obi, my daughter may or may not participate in cross country tomorrow. She banged up her knee a little bit there playing hockey there. So, hey, Sharif, I don't get to see that guy too much in the shot like that there over there now.
Yeah.
We have to tell everybody, our breakfast was a little late.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Obi, you're like fine dining over there, my guy.
What do you mean?
You've got what do you mean? What do I mean?
treat myself.
Cutting it in half. You've got the salt and pepper over there.
Yeah, you gotta do it right. I mean, you think I'm just, well, yeah, sometimes when I'm in a rush, I'm just like, yeah, just boiled egg, boom, let's go.
And then today we had the weirdest of sides. So they just brought like a bowl of, it's like how you did that so slowly. Speak of the devil. While we're just talking about food, and we've got some plums going on here. We've got, and I was just saying, Randy, please pick up the mic. I have to ask you and Obi both a question here.
Yes.
So today for breakfast came a bunch of eggs, right? Hard-boiled eggs.
Right.
On the side of the eggs was what? What was there?
Guacamole.
There was a big, huge, huge bowl of guacamole just beside eggs.
Now, I when I got
but no bread, like no toast, like to make, you know, like avocado toast.
Yeah, I mean, it's fresh guac, and I love guac, and I love eggs, but do they go together?
I don't know.
That's what I was trying to find out.
I didn't want to put that much risk on this early on in the day.
You don't want to get shut down early?
Yeah,
Obi's,
I didn't want to put down that much
Obi's
risk.
breakfast risk averse.
Do eggs, yeah, very ketogenic or whatever they would say on that. But is that something for everybody in the crowd? Eggs with side of guac?
I don't know. Maybe we can put up a poll or something. I don't. It doesn't seem to. The math doesn't work. But you know what? Separate, they're good. But eggs dipped in guacamole
we need to
is.
Get those Tostitos over
yeah,
there.
I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Thank you.
You want coffee?
Yes, I do. You made it home okay last night, obviously. All right.
That's nice, good stuff.
Make sure you didn't have too many Jack and Cokes. You can't get Jack Daniels here at the bar.
Oh.
Because it is American.
Wow. They're still doing that?
They're still doing. LCBO does not sell certain like U.S.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. I heard they were doing that. I thought they went back on that already, but I guess not.
Can't get your favorite beer Budweiser at the beer store anymore.
Favorite?
No. I would if salsa and eggs.
Yeah.
Love salsa and eggs.
Now I'm curious. People are saying, a lot of people in the chat are saying guac is good with eggs. Now I'm curious. Now I kind of want to run back there and put a
scrambled eggs. The whole
guac.
idea to me was that it was hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah.
And it's not. To me, it's not the right guac for me.
Okay.
You know, it's like that processed, kind of like the guac that you buy in the store and the.
This is not the right guac.
This is not like the homemade, like thick guac with fresh. It's more like, you know what it is? It's more it's like the guacamole paste. If that makes any sense.
That guac
I have no idea what's going on. Beyond Meat. Oh, I don't know if guacamole goes good with donuts, but there's DNUT as well. We talked about this, and actually yesterday at said bar, I was talking, and I was like, you know, the next one that runs is going to be donut. And we talked about it yesterday live on the show. It's not like it's running that much. I mean, it's up 20%, but you had to get it basically yesterday during the midday or so. And then Adair brought a story there near the end of the day, and it started to rip up, and it just continued into the pre-market, hitting a high of 5 and change. This one is on my sticky note today. Like yesterday, we had that Beyond Meat rip through $3, right? So we had, as soon as it went through 3 at the end of the day, we had that break. We missed the break. Neil had the break, and I just wasn't on it. And then it came back in, and we got 06s, and that extended out to $5 near the close. You know, so I just, you know, day 1, day 2, like there's many days involved with Beyond Meat here. So I'm sort of thinking, DNUT, if it's going to go, will there be some traders that put their money? And as we've already heard, like, thank you so much, Randy, that we had some traders in our chat here up 4 or 5x on Krispy Kreme, on Beyond. Do we go over here to Krispy Kreme and see what's happening on this one? The daily chart for this has a lot of expansion available to this stock as well. So the 200 period moving average meant nothing at all to Beyond Meat because that was $3. And right now you're also at a good breaking level here of 450. Obi?
Yeah.
I like the stock.
I like it too. I literally just checked if we need borrows for this one.
Do we? I didn't even. I'm only going long.
For Krispy Kreme, we don't need borrows. But yeah, no. Everybody's looking for the next BYND, maybe. I don't know. Nice little move on this one, but BYND definitely one of the top names here. Bit of a multi-day runner. We saw a lot of people kind of talking about it. And you know, funny enough, you know what I said? I was talking to the boys about this as well. When I say the boys, my pod members. And interestingly enough, Sean,
yes,
you can see how the volume starts coming in on the hourly, right? And you know what Beyond Meat has done. We've been all the way at 250s. I don't know if you remember when it was at 240s, 239.70 is a high. So it's just, you know, ballparking there, but it was in the 200s.
Yep.
Just a few years ago there. And no splits along the way either. I went back and looked in, no splits along the way. Beautiful kind of a swing short as well. Interestingly enough, Sean, I saw BYND being marketed as an Instagram ad over the weekend.
So they're in full force here.
Full force. I'm talking about say you're in a massive swing short. You need some exit liquidity. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You need some exit liquidity.
Get the
over the weekend, BYND gets marketed. Oh, Bill Gates bought this stock, bought this fake meat stock that went to zero.
Bill Gates bought the fake meat stock?
Right? And then that was the ad that I saw. And I was like, I know they're talking about, they didn't say BYND, but it was like, oh, check out this amazing stock. So there were like funnels kind of going into it. I was like, what is going on? They literally have social media marketing to bring in liquidity for this name, and then guess what happens on Monday, Tuesday?
It worked.
You know, it actually worked. So interesting unfolding of events here as well. Yeah, it's funny how you know, sometimes markets, different markets that you would never think are connected, are interconnected in ways you would never think.
All right,
just
100%. I mean, and it's sort of these pump and dump sort of thematic plays have been happening for a very long time. And not to say that that's what sparked this, but definitely didn't hurt. I mean, the fact that you saw that. I'm glad to know you're perusing
exit
Instagram.
liquidity marketing.
Here we go. So thanks to Andre. I just asked him to say this. Will Donut pull it beyond today? So I know that maybe this is just my terminology, like I literally wrote in there, pull a beyond. It just means, do you think it's going to go ham, basically, which may not make sense either. I'm going to say yes. I mean, to pull a beyond meat, I just think, can it continue to go higher? I'm going to say yes today, and it looks like right now I'm on the other side of this, so 50, 55, 45. Sometimes we see other names go in sort of sympathy, right? And I just want to see if it does go today. I'm going to be there for it if it does hit right now. It's definitely not reacting the same way that Beyond had reacted when it was going nuts, because you're already pulling back. You know, it should still be somewhere near the top, right? I mean, it's only day one of this play. So, well, I guess extension of day one. So we'll see if it can hold there. I wrote down $4 on the sticky note. So it's not, I'm not pounding in right now or anything like that. It's already done 31 million shares. You know, yesterday Beyond Meat did 1.8 billion shares. So yeah, I don't think it's going to do that kind of volume, but I do think there's going to be a great trade opportunity there. All right, Obi's got a bunch of stocks he's looking at. We've got some ideas over here as well, but we do have sort of, it's a new pairing at the desk, but an old pairing. You know, we're glad that Brendan's taking some time off. So it'll be Sharif and Adara for the next few days. Okay. So that's going to be real cool. So let's go over and hear what they're talking about.
Yeah, let's talk about Netflix reporting after the bell yesterday. A bit of a mixed report. Really, it was a miss on EPS. The company blaming a 10% Brazilian tax dispute for the miss on the bottom line there. 587 they printed. The street was looking for 696. Revenue did come in line with the estimates, $11.5 billion, which was a healthy 17% year-over-year bump. And here's what the company's saying. They're saying the tax expense, which is related to payments from Brazilian entities to foreign operations, was charged in Q3 after Netflix deemed it reasonably likely to lose its legal appeal. They say the tax issue is non-recurring, so they don't expect it to show up again on its balance sheet, but they did report, Adara, their best ad sales quarter ever, ad revenue expected to double for the remainder of this year.
Yeah, I think the ad sales are really key. Like, we've been talking about this with Andre before the show off screen with regards to the different tiers that Netflix has. And it seems like this ad tier is actually doing super well for the company. Now, analysts, I guess, reactions to this, I haven't seen many. These are the only two I've seen, but as you can see, kind of mixed. Both analysts here, Needham and Wedbush, maintaining strong ratings on the stock, but price targets here differ a little bit. Wedbush actually pulling back its price target ever so slightly here to $1,400. I think the operating margin forecast here also potentially a bit concerning. They cut their operating margin forecast from 30% to 29%. It's slight, but we know margin is certainly an area that traders and investors and analysts are going to be watching here too. And they still do see 16% year-over-year growth for the fiscal year for revenue, in addition to 17% year-over-year growth this quarter of revenue. So there is still growth. Seems like this Brazilian tax issue distracted a little bit from some of the more positive aspects of the report.
All right, what do you guys think? We're at this 1150 level again, an area of support that we've been defending multiple times since the summer. You guys buying here, 1150?
Dailies.
Oh man, we're still talking about Beyond Meat over here. Yeah, no, so Netflix, good coverage there. Adair and I had this on the show last night. Adair and I both noted that there's 1162 was a level that Adair was looking at, so that's going to come into play there. And then we noticed that 1150 right at the end of the day, or right as the report was coming out, that was held. So now you're drifting a little bit below. Of course, you get a bad print all the way up there. That'll have to settle down. But, you know, now it's below this 1150. So I'd say for me, let it settle down a little bit. Their guide was forward, so we like that. It was a beat on the guide moving ahead. So I like the live sports aspect. I like the Spotify aspect here. I actually like Netflix. I don't like my throat doing that. But down in here into 1150, it should be a good level there for NFLX. And also on the daily, it's looking pretty good. The only thing that I want to advise people on is, it's looking like, honestly, I really like, the thing about Netflix is, we didn't have the big warning shot there that, you know, content is becoming a problem or anything like that for them. There is some stuff in the pipeline, but look at the, let's go look at a monthly chart of Netflix. It's had an epic fall, right? I mean, we went from right here, we actually talked about this last night as well. We went from 700 down to, I said 100, but that wasn't right, down to 175. So you've had mix-ups before. Do you know when this started? The October month. This was their quarter right there that we had just had in October, where they lost subscriber growth and revenue and all that kind of stuff. But that's not really the case right now. It's been a straight, you know, shot like fire out of the cannon there for Netflix. And, you know, could we pull back on the monthly chart? Yeah, and I think you're coming into a great little level here that's held for the last little while. Is there a possibility that this gets into $1,000? Yes, that means it's going to go down another 15% from here. I don't think that's going to be going down. Like I said, I didn't see too many warning signs in the report that this was a huge problem. But down 8%, if you remember what the implied move was, it was 8%. So, or 7 to 8%. So right now you're just down what we expected now, and I think it's a buy opportunity, but not until 3 days. We made that same mistake. I mean, if you remember Lululemon, and I'm gonna just quickly talk about this in a minute. I'm gonna go to Obi in a minute about Netflix, and then we're going to go to Joe. But I just want to say this was Lulu. We made the mistake of buying Lulu a little bit before earnings. Then we waited 3 days, and then we were able to pick it up down here in the 160s, and now you're back up to 185 again. So not that Lululemon is a solid company the same way that Netflix is, but these are all big brands. And I just think that Netflix is such a huge brand. The streaming wars are here. I don't know if they're wars anymore. But Netflix isn't going anywhere. I like the stock, and I think you can buy it. Let's see what it does after 3 days. That's the thing. Whenever you run into a support level, you want to see if it holds.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, on earnings day, you're going to get so many traders that are in and out of their positions. It's not a sign of what's to come. So I'm going to wait a couple days for Netflix, and I think I'll buy the dip. Like, get a name that's not so attached to AI and things like that. I like Netflix.
No, I love that perspective, Sean, and I think it's interesting that you pointed out that dip in 21, 22, because yeah, talk about a mispricing and what a kind of reversion we've had off of that 200 195 area. So when I see that, I'm just like, okay, well, this is definitely showing us some bigger picture strength. Yeah, that was a beautiful reversion, but this consolidation that we've been getting here in and around that 1200, we're pulling back into this low area. So this is what Sean was talking about, a bit of a support area on the multi-week or the multi-month higher time frame, and even coming into some strong anchors that have been holding from prior times. But I think the structure is a little bit more important to me. And let's see what we do in and around those lows. So that low specifically is 1134. So $1,134 is that weekly low consolidation structure. So we're trading pretty much relatively close to that. We're at 1,011.45. Only about $15 away from there. So yeah, coming into the day today, I've already dropped the anchored off of the report. We've held it in the after hours, and we're extending away from that VWAP here in the pre-market session. So that's what I'm watching here, below the reference low, reaction low as well. So maybe poised for a little bit of a downside. We talked about the strength that it's been having. So the question becomes, do we take a bit of a pullback? We already have off of earnings, so we'll keep an eye out.
We're in Beyond Meat. It's just nice. I was writing the sticky note, and I was looking at it, and I was just waiting to end my little talk there on Netflix, and I was about to put Beyond Meat breaking $7. We're going. I turned over to Beyond Meat. It was at $7.20 or something. You know, like I wanted to take this break of $7 right there. So we did, and let's just see. I'm going to only hold it to the 690 area. If we break back down below that, then fine. But what I'm looking for is a position to hold. You know, I don't really want to scalp out of this. So let's wait to see how far we can get going here on BYND. Just one unit to start the position off right now. We're going to try to buy some sevens, if it goes, but I don't, it's already done 220 million shares. It's already done more than any other stock will do today, and it's 850. So I'm pretty happy with the liquidity here. I do have my stop order in, so if it gets run, good luck running it when it's this much volume, but if it gets run down there to 690, then I'm out. We're already now 20 cents in the money on this trade, and lots of volume going through on BYND. All right, it's upgrades and downgrades and maybe a little flair with some options over there with Joe.
Ooh, Ric Flair, maybe with that one. No, in all seriousness, guys, let's start cooking up this morning. Happy Wednesday. On the upgrades and downgrades, we'll start with the first one. So, Affirm getting the nod by Wells Fargo, getting that price target raised to $89, almost at $189. Slightly red on the session. And then App loving it, a favorite over here. Deutsche Bank giving it the nod, 1.3% on the session to $705 is going to be that price target, guys. Now, Circle by Wells Fargo as well, getting that price target raised to $160. Now, Dell, Piper Sandler, slightly positive on the session, $172 is going to be that price target there, guys. Now, on the downgrades, we have Hewlett Packard, Piper Sandler giving it the downgrade, going from a sell to a hold, $24, or hold, sorry, is $24 is that price target. Texas Instruments by TD Cowen, lowering that price target to $200. Caterpillar by RBC Capital Markets, getting it lowered to $560. And Unity Software by Deutsche Bank, getting that lowered to $39. Now, as for some of the options activity, guys, yesterday we've seen Bitcoin start to climb a little bit higher. So at that 63 strike price, we have 10,000 open contracts and volume around 24,000. So not too bad there. Google breaking out, and in the latter half of the session, in the post market to be exact, coming out with a catalyst as well. We'll touch on that later on. Strike price 255 expiring this week. Volume 45,000 contracts with 9,000 still currently open. Now, General Motors reporting yesterday, volume at 10,200, strike price 65,000, and then the open interest still relatively light there, guys. Now, we have to go back to back with Beyond Meat. I mean, the call of the day, when I was looking at this yesterday, it was around $3 roughly where we close out at. And then sure enough, when I go to construct this for you guys, I'm like, let me take a look, because this name is continuously squeezing. So at that $2.50 strike price, expiring this week, has a whopping 159,000 contracts traded, with 23 still currently open. Now, what I want us to focus on is how substantially the bid and the ask have grown from what we've seen yesterday. The delta has relatively cooled off, but the gamma has substantially cooled off. So what we are experiencing on yesterday's, on Monday's strike prices, which we relayed on Tuesday, is that gamma was extremely high, and that's why you can see that continuation in price appreciation and where you get those gamma squeezes. But I think something that's really important to note here, guys, is the implied volatility sitting at a whopping 713%. Now, for all my veteran options traders, you know to avoid that at all costs unless you are writing. That is going to be your call of the day.
Thank you, Rick.
We love calls of the day. We've averaged into our call of the day as well with Beyond Meat. So now we're long at 7-11. Shout out to Adara in Winnipeg. There was 7-11. There it goes. See, I pay attention. So we just got out there at a quarter. So 7.25. I got out of 3%. I said I want to try to hold something. We've got a position on right now. I'm a little nervous. I mean, Joey was mentioning that it's not looking the same today as it had the last couple days. So we're very cautious of all of that. And this could be a losing trade. It doesn't mean that we're going to not look at this if we stop out. Our break is a break of 7, right? We talk about that if it breaks through that 689 or so area right into here where we kind of based out at. If we break through that, then we can get out of this trade and we'll just put on another look, right? We have 2 units right now. We could take a 20-cent hit, but if it breaks back down through 7, then maybe perhaps this trade needs a little bit of room, and we'll wait to see if there is a downside sort of swing to this trade, right? And if that's available, then they'll try to make that as well. So that's Beyond Meat doing Beyond Meat things lately, I guess. And then, you know, the name that I was excited about a little bit more was Krispy Kreme, but yet I'm in Beyond Meat. This could get going as well. Over 34 million shares right now on DNUT. So yeah, anything else? Oh, you're looking at GM.
Yeah, GM caught my eye there on that list, Sean. So yesterday, absolute strength here. I did try a bit of a reversion here and just gave it right back to the reclaim of the trend. or I guess if you're looking at a higher time frame, the trend really didn't break down until about 12:30, where we did start to go sideways. We didn't revert, but sideways action. We held a decent chunk of that bid from the morning session. So that end of day low coming in at 66.42 is currently trading at 67.30s, prior day high at 67.50s. So yeah, maybe a potential continuation. Day one, gap up on strong earnings, and their earnings report was absolutely solid. And it seems like the market took that sentiment pretty well as well. So a multi-day run potentially on GM. We saw Joe talk about those $65 calls, and it seems like those $65 calls are still are going to be continuing to print going into the end of the week here. So bigger picture, I like this for a potential continuation because of the structure that we're holding above. Again, this was that 65 area as well, so it makes sense why there's some potential volume there. So as long as we can hold above that 65, which has strong confluence, I like GM for a potential multi-day continuation as it gaps up on strong earnings.
I like that look. All right, let's go back over to the desk. We got our rundown to start with. We got a few other discussion points. It's Sharif and Adara.
We start the rundown. Let's talk a little bit about Beyond Meat and some of the metrics here that traders may need to know. So the short interest now sitting at 81.8%. Ironically enough, it's actually higher, the short interest that is, than it was last week when the stock made all-time lows, breaking to about 50 cents. It was actually short 64% of the free float was shorted last week, but it's really been a case of retail traders buying about $35 million worth of Beyond Meat stock yesterday as it soared about 140%, getting a lot of love in the Wall Street Bets subreddit. So retail really piling into Beyond Meat. Keep an eye out on that as Sean is in it right now. I also want to mention quickly here, DraftKings, very interesting look with DraftKings. We know that they're getting into the prediction markets by acquiring Railbird Technologies as well as its exchange. This gives them the opportunity to take on traditional betting or the poly markets and the Kalshis. But for them, for their own part over here, they're actually teaming up with the NHL, Kalshi and poly market. Actually, the first prediction markets to be able to use a trademark of a professional league, and obviously putting pressure on DraftKings and FanDuel, Adara. So interesting take here for some of the betting markets.
Yeah, I think, too, it'll be interesting to see, like, even just this morning, I saw these betting markets are making deals with the NHL. So I think it's very admirable that DraftKings wants to get into this space. I think it makes sense for them to do so. My one concern is, are they going to be even too late at this point, just given how much stride these prediction and betting markets have already made, and they're brand names, right? We don't, at this point, associate DraftKings with betting markets, but that doesn't mean they can't step into the space. I just do think that they could be a little bit behind the curve as of right now, but this acquisition of Railbird, certainly an exciting first step.
All right, guys, let's have a look at the futures and start the rundown. We closed out at 67.73 yesterday on the ES December contract. We're marginally green right now on the ES, up 0.9. But take a look at this consolidation area as we consolidate. Yeah, below all-time high, 68,000 or thereabouts is the level that we put in early this month in early October. We'll have to keep an eye on the overnight high. That's around 67.88, but we'll be looking at 68,000 as that first level of resistance. If we sell off, we're going to look to that 50-point level, 67.50, that we've been defending for a period of days now as support. All right, guys, make sure to get the watch list every day. It comes directly into your inbox. Adara prepares it, and we all use it. A no good morning routine is complete, of course, without a good watch list. Helps you organize your day, let you know what is running in the moment. All right, guys, let's start with the first ticker as decided by you, TSLA, or were you doing Netflix or Tesla?
We're doing Netflix.
Okay,
first.
we're doing Netflix. Netflix reporting after the bell yesterday, and as we spoke about to start this show, EPS was really affected, profitability that is, by 10% Brazilian tax. Revenue was in line with expectations, but despite growing 17% year over year. The content and pipeline engagement, looking at new releases this year, they're talking about Stranger Things coming into the final season, The Diplomat Season 2, Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out of Mystery, so keep an eye out on that, as well as expanding into K-pop. Demon Hunters continues to dominate, as well as new sports acquisitions and live entertainment. We'll have to see how they do the rest of the day.
Yeah, certainly lots of content there on Watch for Sure. It's worth noting as well, they reported year-over-year revenue growth in all 4 of their geographical regions. They also, as we mentioned earlier, their best ad sales ever there for Q3, so that's a good look for Netflix. Their GAAP EPS guidance and sales guidance for Q4, both beating estimates, but they also narrowed their fiscal 2025 sales guidance. The new guide of $45.1 billion does meet estimates of $45 billion, but it's interesting to see that guidance narrowed there. As mentioned earlier as well, operating margin guidance taking a little bit of a hit amidst these concerns here with Brazilian tax legislation. So interesting look here for NFLX. Certainly to the downside, though, in trading near pre-market lows. Yeah,
co-CEO Greg Peters actually highlighted or actually refused to disclose the total ad revenue figures. So analysts taking that lack of disclosure as an implication that subscription revenue, not ad revenue, remains the main growth engine, despite, of course, the growing advertiser demand. So guys, do you guys have a Netflix account? And do you guys have the ad tier or the non-ad tier?
I have the non-ad tier. I have the premium. My parents are added on it. I pay probably way too much to Netflix every single month. And we don't even really use it that much, to be honest with you. I mean, what are we watching now? Oh, Alice in Borderland.
Right.
Is what we're doing right now. Nice. The K-pop, both my kids like that and they watched it. I think that that's an interesting talk about the move into theaters. You know, I think that if they do find hits like that, and they're hard to come across. I mean, you're not just going to produce a blockbuster movie like that, you know, every quarter or every year. But getting into the theaters, I think, is a nice windfall for that idea behind Netflix and give them some sort of an extra revenue stream. But for right now, I mean, we've broken below. I'm disappointed. I'm not a big shareholder. It's out of all of the initial fangs, Netflix was the N in the first fang there, and it's been one of the best names. If you're going to talk about holding this name from 2015 or 14 or wherever, but right now it's maybe had its fun in the sun a little bit. You're now starting to give back just a little bit here. You're finally starting to break down below this 1150 area. This is the tariff bottom of 11, and that's a little scary. We don't really want to see that broken. I mean, there's not too many stocks that are back at tariff levels, right? And especially such at one point, a beloved name like a Netflix has gotten hit right here. And I think it gets bought up, but I'm not willing to make that jump myself yet until we have the second or third day. Let's see if there's some flushing action here. I believe that there's going to be. I don't think people expected that big of a miss, and then there's the tax issues there as well. So let's just see what traders want to do here with Netflix. It's not done. I mean, 400,000 is going to be obviously much more than its average. A lot of that going to come on individual prints here this morning, not actual momentum trading or anything. So let's wait to see what it winds up doing. The spread's going to be pretty huge here off the jump. So for me on Netflix, it's a wait and see at these levels. Have to be disappointed. Would rather have seen the 7% the other way. And then we could say, okay, well, now we have a clear out if we're trying to swing this thing. But it's right down here at these lows. I think the traders will break this. And I think there is a chance this to get to 1100. So I would say look out today for 1115-ish, something like that. I think that's a possibility, and it's going to hurt for a little bit. Netflix could go SSR today down 10%.
I think I definitely agree with you there. It's in that range of selling that it can definitely go SSR. So right away, we talked about Netflix a little bit earlier. I want to define some levels here. Just looking at prior structures, what's the most recent support and resistances? You can see right here, this low from October, where we did catch a bit of a bid from the early October. That's coming in. I pointed out earlier around 135s. Just this consolidation high from the pre-market as well. I want to put that down as a little bit of a level as well, just from the pre-market. And you can see that I have the anchored VWAP all the way up here at 173. That's where sellers were they were the most aggressive after the after hours kind of digestion of that earnings reaction, all the way up here at 185, sellers stepping right back in, and then stepping it down even more coming into the open here. So a little bit of a sandwich between pre-market highs and some weekly lows from the beginning of the month, monthly lows as well. I'm curious to know, Does Netflix break that strong uptrend that we've been seeing again on the monthly or the weekly on this? This is the weekly chart. You can see here in the pre-market session, we're trading in and around here. So at the lows of this structure. So do we take a significant pullback? That's the question. Next, resistance that could potentially turn into support all the way down here at 1065 as well. So closer to that $1,000 mark. But yeah, Netflix, let's see. But we'll definitely have to wait and watch on this one.
Oh, I like that.
Reporting after the bell today, and they're expecting Q3 revenue to come in at about $26.25 billion, which would be a nice 4.2% year-over-year increase. But analysts are really attributing that to rushing to capture the $7,500 EV tax credit before expiration. Of course, that expired already on the 30th of September. They also expect automotive gross margins, excluding, I should say, regulatory tax credits, which Tesla sells to other polluting companies, to come in at about 15.6%. That would be a 1.5% decrease from the 17.05 last year. They're also looking for more commentary on the new affordable trims, the Model 3, the Model Y, which are priced about $5,000 to $5,500 lower than their regular counterparts. They achieved some of the cheaper prices by shrinking battery size and removing features such as the rear screen. But it's really going to be about the guide. Revenue coming in expected to be about, as I mentioned, 4.2%. Some of the other things that Dara, of course, are going to be listening to with robo-taxi, fleet, as well as autonomous driving, as well as robotics. So some commentary there should be on the call.
Yeah, I think the call is always really interesting with Tesla because Elon Musk does have a bit of a propensity to sometimes make comments that investors and analysts don't always like during the call. In fact, for the Q2 2025 calls, the most recent earnings report, he said the next few quarters could be bad, but they won't necessarily be. So we'll have to wait and see here. I think given how strong these Q3 deliveries were, especially as you mentioned there, aided by the EV tax credit, could be a case where we see something similar here with Q3 earnings, echoing the deliveries. But as you guys saw, the deliveries stock move was really volatile. Either way, I think both the stock and the report here for Tesla is certainly worth watching, guys.
All right, guys, what is your look on Tesla? And are you expecting an earnings curveball from our friend Elon Musk?
All right, you got any decent levels here for Tesla starting today? I mean, day of earnings could be an interesting one to trade.
Yeah, so interesting stuff here. We got past that 441. I was talking about 441 just last week. If you guys were here, a bit of a held offer or seller, kind of had to, I was like, okay, whoever is kind of doing some selling here at that 441, buddy's got a lift. And lift they did, and we started to step up. We stepped up, and funny enough, we stepped up and started to consolidate. So we held that 441 pretty well for the past couple of days, coming into it once again today. So the question becomes, are we actually stepping up? We've made this bit of a smaller range over the past couple of days, can't really get past that 450 with the high being 449.80. So this consolidation I'm watching for sure. If we go back below 441, I think we can definitely enter back into this range, and that range goes all the way down. I think the range lows all the way down into 420s and 415s-ish. So yeah, that's a little bit of a travel there. But we'll see. 441 seemed like it was interesting all of the beginning of the month, and now let's see going into the end of the month through their earnings, will it hold as a bit of resistance turn into support? That's basically what I'm watching for, not only on the intraday but on the higher time frame as well for Tesla.
All right, yeah, I mean, I think day of earnings here, it's going to be difficult to look at it, especially as we get on in the day. I mean, it should move with the market. We've seen a lot of early moves in Tesla that have given us, okay, that right at the end of the day on the imbalances. I didn't even realize that it did that. But right here off the open, I mean, it's always pretty jumpy, right? And I mean, and then you get a chance to revisit levels. Like this happens all the time on Tesla, where it gives you trades, right? I mean, we didn't know that this imbalance was going to come so red there. So there's the turnaround there on Tesla at the end of the day. But if you're looking down right in and around here, there's definitely something about it. We just got hit real low-like on Beyond Meat right here. I don't know, Beyond Meat is cracking pretty bad right now. We got out of our first trade and just put on another one right here, Obi. So we have actually many more shares than what we initially had here. Let's see. I'm offering some 75, see if we can get, okay, there it is. See if we can get out. So to have about 700-800 shares. We're starting to get back up to the upside right now. Let's see what winds up happening here with Beyond Meat, as we just got, like, we were waiting at VWAP there, 655. So that's apparently going to be a good little look. I'm going to get out of about 5% more here at 80 if we could do that, and then see maybe if Beyond Meat does want to. Well, I'm on ARCA there, and it's the only one not printing. That's crazy. Give me those. Am I not getting that 80 there? Okay. Well, look, ARCA's the last one. Yeah. Unbelievable. What am I even doing on that? But there it goes, a little bit more out there at 80 as we turn our frown upside down now on Beyond Meat. But yeah, no, I was going to say, let Tesla sort of settle down. There's not enough stories here initially off the open for me to be super excited about TSLA. So we'll wait. And I'm just so excited to trade it tomorrow. It's going to be earnings day one. We'll see where it goes. Implied move on earnings, I think, is 7 or 8% again. We'll double check that one. But I like Tesla there and would rather, I got excited because I was on Beyond Meat there. We just got that crazy fill down there, which was pretty profitable at the end of the day. It might still tank down. But here's Tesla. I just want to look at a little bit of a longer time. It's right here. It's that 440. So that would be a level that if I'm going to go long, I think you want to wait for that. But that's probably going to come right off the jump. So between 440 to 450, you could see the last 2 days it's been really choppy within there. So it's just waiting to break out. So yesterday we saw Netflix do nothing all afternoon ahead of its earnings call and then down 8%. Let's just wait to see if Tesla gives us a range today. That's going to be my look over there. We're still trying to focus here on some BYND. But all right, let's go back over. Oh, Texas Instruments, again, another big name that we had last night and not performing overly well. It's Texas Instruments.
Yeah, Texas Instruments down here 9% and change in the pre-market after posting mixed Q3 results, and they issued softer than expected outlook. Analysts highlighted a weaker revenue forecast and ongoing margin pressure. EPS and revenue, they met the street's expectations, but as I mentioned, it was the guide, and specifically, it was analog chip demand, which remains sluggish. And so analog chips have gained favor recently as they're included in AI servers. For their part, Jefferies maintained a hold, but they did cut their price target by $5, 185 to 180. Morgan also trimmed its target from 192 to 175. And management's outlook here points to continued softness right through March into Q2 of next year, suggesting no immediate demand recovery. Jefferies also expects the analog segment to underperform through the first half of 2025. And then, Adara, they're seeing possible recovery into Q2 of next year at the earliest.
Yeah, I think it might be more concerning here for TXN. As you mentioned, there is not just that demand is weak, but they're seeing continued demand weakness. Jefferies not super positive there, but neither are Goldman Sachs or Stifel, both lowering their price targets on the stock. Now, as we mentioned here, and Sean and I certainly mentioned this when we went through these earnings yesterday, they did have that slight EPS miss. Sales beat, though, 4.742 billion versus 4.645 billion expected, but the guidance, too, being weaker than expected, especially on the GAAP EPS side of things, probably didn't help the stock at all. Even when we talked about Netflix, stock is down, earnings were mixed, but that guidance was at least relatively strong. Not the same here for Texas Instruments. Let's see if this thing keeps dropping.
All right, guys, 1% possibly here on the precipice of going short, so restricted, down 9%.
Yeah, we don't... Okay, we just got some more out there on Beyond Meat. I'm still waiting for 680. 883 is my next out here on BYND as we turn positive on that trade. Yeah, I mean, just a couple talks there. Jefferies maintained a hold, but cut its target there to 180 from 185, so that's not great. You know, it's just inventory buildup, right? I mean, that's going to be part of the story there, and whenever you get that, that's not going to be great. We've sort of been in a downward spiral a little bit for TXN, and I don't know enough about the business to be like, this has a chance to battle back or not. I'm just sort of reading the notes. We did have Jefferies maintain a hold. Morgan Stanley trimmed its target as well. Maintained a hold, but trimmed target price for Jefferies. Also that from going down on price target there. The guidance, weak guidance, you know, I don't want to be in a stock that's not guiding forward. So they're kind of telling you that there's going to be a problem here, and that's a problem for the stock. Its implied move was only 5 or 6%. You're now down 9. And generally speaking, Obi, as we've talked about many times on the show, if the implied move is less than the move that happens, it's most likely that you're going to get an extension on this move. So I would say today, Texas Instruments, I want to short it. And the only thing that I can do right now is the 200 period moving average. That's what we generally will use when a stock is gapping. We do have the VWAP gap play as well, but I have to wait because the VWAP there is not right. I'm going to have to get it up on another stock, so another charting platform. But right now, I'm going to play the fade or the rip if it does get up there into like 168 to 170. And I think like now the fact, okay, Obi, now Beyond Meat is starting to go. Again, we'll hopefully make a couple $100 on it, not the end of the world there, but see if Beyond Meat can extend through and we can really get going on it. But yeah, I like Texas Instruments as a name, and I think there's a dividend associated with it, but this is the discussion that I always have with everybody. If you're chasing a stock, you can say, well, but they have a dividend. Okay, but they just lost 9% today, so that's 2 years worth of dividends in one day. So you got to be careful chasing yield right there, but it's a nice downside play there for Texas Instruments. If you want to buy it, I'd say wait 3 days, but I'm not buying a stock that's guiding lower, so that is the end of that one. I'm not a big fan. Is there any levels you like? I like between 168 to 170 for the short, and I'm going to get out a little bit more here of BYND.
You know, I like it. I don't think there are any like advanced calculations to be had if you really want to look at this stock. The only thing that I'm calculating is a little bit of a lower move. 167.50s is the pre-market highs, with the lows being at 163s. You can see it's doing some decent relative volume here coming into those prior lows. So yeah, just going up to a higher time frame. Let's just step up on the weekly and take a look at where the next levels might be. All the way down here at 140. That's where the multi-year support, I guess, has been on Texas Instruments. In and around, what is that? Specifically 137.77, just shy of that 140 area. Can we get all the way there? I don't know if we're going to get there intraday, but it seems like after we make a bit of a false break of these all-time highs up into the 220s, we're headed back to the lower end of the range here. Maybe some fuel from the earnings report as well. So yeah, lots of room left to go if we're going to revisit some of those range lows, but I'm going to be watching some of these pre-market levels, and of course I like to watch that a bit of an anchored as well, see if that potentially comes into play. If it doesn't, that's perfectly fine. Again, we talk about arbitrary chart art, and if it's not respecting that line on the chart, then it doesn't really mean that much to me either. But we'll see what Texas Instruments does off of the open. One of the stronger moves to the downside today, gapping down. Definitely on my watch list, on my main watch list. Makes sense why it's on the rundown.
All right, guys, DraftKings up 3 1/3 here to start the day. It acquired Railbird Technologies and its licensed futures exchange, which is Railbird Exchange. As the sports betting company dips its toe into the prediction markets, they also confirmed plans to launch a DraftKings predictions mobile app. It's going to be coming out in the next few months, the company said. And if you don't know, unlike traditional betting in which customers gamble against bookmakers, prediction markets allow users to trade event contracts amongst themselves. DraftKings says they will likely expand into other avenues as well. Initially, they're going to be covering just not sports. Excuse me. I'm trying to look for where I had it over here. They're not going to be covering sports in the prediction markets, but it's going to be more like politics, events, etc. Separately, their competitors Kalshi and Polymarket have made a deal with the NHL to include sports betting in their predictions market. So a little tit for tat exchange here, Dara.
Yeah, and I think that NHL deal kind of emphasizes why, while I think this is good news for DraftKings, still could have some issues going forward, right? It's very clear that they make this deal here with Railbird to hopefully create this DraftKings predictions, but they're still behind the game. We have these deals still coming out with their, I would say, biggest competitors there, Polymarket and Kalshi. So I think it emphasizes, well, it's great that DraftKings is getting into this market. Maybe they have the concern of already being behind here. It might be too little too late.
All right, guys, we have been in a consolidated phase on DraftKings here since, I want to say, March of last year, 50 in the high, about 30 and change in the low. You guys trading this consolidative look.
Oh, man, I took my earpiece out. I went to go get coffee there. I took my earpiece out and left it over there. That was pretty sweet. Okay, so my AirPod is in the kitchen.
Oh no!
As we speak. Okay, so I heard the DraftKings talk right there, and I'm going to obviously give this to Obi in one second. But I do have it on right here. I need a new one of these. I'm going to have to adjust this. We have over 550,000 subscribers right now. I have DraftKings down here as a $34 long. We also have Donut short $4. Oops. That's a mistake. I must edit this post. This is long $4 right there. Whoops. Okay, we're trying to go long DNUT, not short. Okay, so probably maybe people have commented, but most likely not. There's only 3 people. Yeah, long $34. Ooh. Thank you, Joey Options, right there. Brought me that earpiece. Now I can hear everybody clearly, which might not be a good thing for me because sometimes this disconnects when I leave. Okay, so anyways, DraftKings, they're long $34. I think it's about time, basically, that DraftKings did something. Beyond Meat just bounced off. We got a little bit out there near $7, but it's coming right back in quite nicely. If this breaks VWAP, we're out. That stop order is already in. So that's like, woe is me there. We should have got out more at the top. But we got out of half. I was actually telling that to Joe in the kitchen there. All right. So DraftKings. It is getting a little bit of a bump now. You know, it's, again, not too much volume. I thought that there would have been a little bit more in this name here today, a little bit more action, you know, on the trade. But the 200 period, it was a little bit too close. Now it's a little bit of a pullback. You know, this spread's going to get juicy. It's already 10 cents. If this opens up a little bit, I'm going to try to take a 34 long and maybe use it against yesterday's closing prices of like 33.70, something like that, and to where we're going to be wrong. So my first bid right now, I'm staring right at it right there, is at 34.25. So I like the fact that they're getting into, and we were with Intercontinental Exchange last night, ICE. We didn't want to call them ICE. Neil did yesterday, but that is what their symbol is. And they put $2 billion into Polymarket a couple weeks ago. Okay, so DraftKings obviously making that same step as well, and getting into the predictive market. I really like that because, you know, legislated gambling, certain states can, certain states can't. The guys are from New York, and they were saying that in order for them to bet like on the Giants game or any Yankees or any sporting event in New York, they have to be located outside. So depending on where you're you know, registered, you may not be able to bet certain events within your state.
That's crazy.
But it was Kalshi or Polymarket, it must have been Polymarket, the guy was saying, did a record amount of volume on Sunday with the Giants game because now they've added sports predictive market to their platform and they don't have that geocaching or whatever restriction to it. So I think DraftKings solves a little bit of a problem here by this acquisition, and it's just been so beat up again on the daily chart that it's right into a spot that I think it's, if you come over here to the chart, Andre, I think that this is a buy zone anyways, and now you get the good story. So let's just wait to see. I'm not willing to smash in long here right off the jump, but we're in it now. We're looking to get in around $34. I like the idea.
Yeah, I think I like it as well. I think you bring up a good point. And it's just like, if they're going to supply that demand, you're saying that people are geocached, people are limited. And if they're going to supply demand, the beautiful thing about markets is when you supply any sort of a service, the market will definitely, you know, reward you in many different ways. So yeah, DraftKings is looking like it has, relative to the price action, maybe looking much, much better here. We did kind of step up off of these 03 lows, nice consolidation lows at that $30 mark right there that Sean just pointed out. That is the multi-year kind of bottom. So we'll see if we actually hold up well and step up on top of that near the lower end of the range, right? We've been selling off pretty aggressively over the past few weeks on DraftKings, some increasing volume as well on those flushes. Let's see if that 35 can finally hold and give us some continuation.
We just
don't want to bet on it though.
Beyond Meat just broke below, so we won't be up on the stock, but we made money back, which is fine. Our best out is 90s right there. So we were long basically at that 60 marker and just lost it at 50. So now I was like, now that we've taken down VWAP, probably too many trades here early on Beyond Meat, but it's still hovering around VWAP. I feel like there's going to be a big, huge move here off the open, and I just don't know which way it's going to be. I feel like Drake here. Which one? All right, we're going to wait on DraftKings, on Beyond Meat here. Interesting morning there because of where we just went up to. We were long 660, it went to 690. My best out is 691. Ah, shit, there goes the break higher there. Right off VWAP again. I wanted to stop out there because, you know, it printed down to 40s. So like if I don't take that 49 there, I probably get stopped out even worse than that. So it does go 40 exactly. Interesting level there. I got a everything bagel thing stuck. All right, let's go back over. We still have Warner Brothers. Interesting there. Let's go find out about that. And then I feel like I want to get back into Beyond Meat.
Yeah, big day for Warner Brothers yesterday, up 11%, another 2 this morning after the board rejected a nearly $60 billion bid from Paramount SkyDance. The offer, which was valued about $24 a share and mostly in cash, was deemed too low given the company's media assets and future restructuring plans. Their assets include, of course, Warner Brothers Films, TV studios, HBO Max, CNN. The company said it will now explore all strategic options, including a sale, a split, or alternative separation structure. They had previously announced plans to split into actually 2 divisions, a studio-centric unit and a cable-focused arm by next year. Now they're actually looking at proceeding with the planned split. They may actually sell the entire company. They may sell separate units such as Warner Brothers or Discovery Global. And there's interested buyers. It's not just SkyDance. Comcast is interested. Netflix are reporting evaluating bids. Other potential suitors, Adara, Amazon, Apple, both seeking scale and content in the streaming infrastructure.
Yeah, I think just the way that all of the news unfolded on Warner Brothers yesterday was super interesting. So first, in the morning before the bell, we get this article. This actually is a press release from Warner Brothers itself. Never mentions Paramount or Comcast or Netflix, but they do say there were some unsolicited bids. Then about an hour later, we get reports that Netflix and Comcast were amongst those interested parties, as just mentioned by Sharif there. And then hours later, near 3 p.m., Wall Street Journal reports that, Reuters, I guess, reporting here that WBD rejected that SkyDance offer. So Paramount, just a steady stream of news around this name. And it's worth noting, too, they are very likely to face regulatory scrutiny if and when any potential sale or merger happens, because we already have Senator Elizabeth Warren saying that this deal should not be allowed to happen and it would create a massive entertainment monopoly. So lots to watch here.
All right, guys, you going long or are you looking to fade this 2% bump here in the pre?
Well,
Warner Brothers.
To be completely honest with you, Obi and I were still talking about Beyond Meat. Yeah, Warner Brothers. Oops. Wait a minute. WBD. WBD. I was going to say, what am I doing there? Because I was like, that's not the right symbol. Yeah, look, I don't know. It doesn't really have as much action in this stock as maybe you would be looking for in a day trade. I mean, it's again, some big prints went off around 9 o'clock there. That gave us the volume that it has, over 2 million shares. Obviously, right now, there's not much action in this name at all. So I don't know enough about this whole bidding, Paramount, bidding war, all this kind of stuff. I would rather, like, the move has been there, and it's been a good one. So I like Warner Brothers. I think a pullback into $20 might be something. I think we'll just keep our ear to the ground on any possible news here for WBD. Like, Beyond Meat is still, all right, so Google also today had some news about it with Anthropic. Oh no, why is that not going? Okay, ooh. Quote's a little slow here. I wrote down Google long at 253 if we can get back in there. Now I know that's going to be a minute to get into here, but that was sort of that level that we dropped off from there yesterday on that, I almost said a bad word, on that story about Anthropic that we already knew about, giving their, Neil and I were watching this, and we were just trying to, I think Neil tried to go long and maybe took a swing and miss, but not a big one. At the end of the day, we were looking for that long on that story. That was a great opportunity. Now today you're up another 2.5%. So I'm going to see if we can fade it back into here. The NASDAQ down 0.1. I don't know if that's, I don't think the NASDAQ's going to crack too far today. But if Google can get back into here, I like that. Again, a big cloud deal with Anthropic backed by Amazon. So we know that there's going to be some money available there. 257 as well could be a possible breakout for Google. We've seen that sort of high made a couple days ago, so we're going to look at that, or I guess 2 days ago, right at the close for 257, but it's pulling in right here. Is there imbalances that have gone awry? Well, yeah, someone was talking about this. YYAI right now, up 130%. They've got a bid imbalance underneath it. Wow, quantum names getting hit again here maybe today as QBTS down another 7%. We're really glad that we sold our SMR. We are never in quantum. I was in Rigetti from $6 to $9, and then I got out, and then I was thinking about it like, wow, crazy. Yeah, thanks, Joe. That was a good money trade, but Rigetti did go to 50 or 60. Yeah, any day anything can happen. So we're happy with those kind of trades. No big names on here of any sort of value. So that gives me a little bit of pause. Wow. There's a million shares on the bid here of $30. That's 800,000 that you can see right now on QBTS. Add another 50,000, you're at 850 plus hidden orders. Million shares, and that's on NASDAQ. So that's a live order. You could take that right now. So someone is willing to do something on QBTS right there at $30. I think that's probably what Joe's. Joe, man, take it. You have too many shares bidding here on QBTS right now. Take a 0 off of that, my guy, right there. But yeah, so that's it. So I like Google possibly for a day, but it is breaking a little lower. So I'm bidding Google right now $253.50. I'm bidding DNUT near that $4 mark. We'll see if that can come in. And then the losing trade of the day so far, where we'll lose a little bit on that, is Beyond Meat, which there it goes, man. There's the crack lower. And you and I were talking about this short, and that's why we didn't get back into this. Breaking back down below VWAP, not holding that second time. Looks like Beyond Meat is looking for a bid, and they may find it at 6, but not really willing to take that shot yet. Only 10 seconds left. Anything quickly you might be thinking about? I'm
straight up watching.
Okay.
So you guys were asking, what am I watching off of the open? I can give you a quick splay right now. I'm looking at Beyond Meat. I'm looking at Google. I'm looking at Marvell. I'm looking at Gold, Krispy Kreme. There's the bell. Texas Instruments, GM, and maybe a little bit of Netflix as well. So that's my watch list for this morning. Let's see which one sets up first. Google coming in with a little bit of a sell-off here, back into that 254 mark, and then GLD holding some VWAP as well. There's Beyond Meat coming into that $6 level. Let's see if that sustains at all. Krispy Kreme still holding that uptrend pretty well. I'm curious to know whether or not it can get through that $5 mark on DNUT. So kind of came into that $5 mark, but didn't quite make it through just yet. So just waiting, just being patient and waiting for potential.
I mean, the market is tanked.
But the market is definitely pulling right back in, Sean. So I'm gonna ask the same question. 25,200. We're at 25,200. What are the chances if we have strong sell-off today? What are the chances we kind of come in and clip 200 points lower for that 25,000? I don't know, but we shall see. Gold has been selling off a little bit for the past couple of days, so I'm watching that. Maybe a bit of reversion, maybe a bit of continuation. But Beyond Meat through that $6 level, oh boy, here we go. Let's see. Maybe that could be interesting, but wiping right back up through 625s now. Little volatile. Got to be patient. What's going on there?
Keep an eye here on AAPL. This story came out earlier today, but worth noting because I'm just seeing it recirculate on X right now. Nikkei Asia reporting that Apple is drastically cutting production of its new iPhone Air, citing weak demand. Apparently, it's nearly at end of production levels. So, reportedly here, Apple having some demand issues with its iPhone Air. Back to you.
Hey, thanks, Adara. We're only in the one stock, we're in two stocks. Sorry, we've only taken profit on one. Google right now, 253.50. We said we were waiting there. It does bounce off of 253, which was our bidding spot there, but I didn't want to get too excited about that trade in case it did fall through. Like it was just at 254.40 there, and now it's 60 cents lower. There it is now, 60s, 50s. So now back up to the 80s and 90s. Google trying to figure itself out, man. I watch the stock all the time. Like, look how jumpy this is. I'm gonna take another piece right now at 8s. But look how jumpy this name is. We're gonna sit here and see if it can see. Like we just got out there, and then it's falling back in again. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give this to 252. So we want to average in on this trade. It's just too jumpy for me. And if the Nasdaq can get itself figured out, I do think there is a nice upside take here for Google. My next out is 255.80. So hopefully we can do that, and we'll wait to see if we can get it going. All right. The next trade we have on on is DraftKings, and we were able to buy this at 34.25. So far we'll go 2 for 2 here off the open. We do lose on our friend Beyond Meat, but that's getting to the downside. Are you short yet? There you go. Good short there for you on BYND, but it's DraftKings right now. That's starting to go a little bit higher for me. I'm going to put an offer for 10% at 50. Then we'll see if we can get a lot higher than that, because I think this is a good win for DKNG. We'll put another offer at $35. But oh boy, Obi, it's already your Dollar Club member right there with Google as we rip to the upside. And again, our #1 trade idea on here says Google 253 long. Google's low of the day is 253.13s. So a good little level there, $1 in the money there, 20 cents in the money on DraftKings, and a damn well good trade to get out of Beyond Meat. But Obi's got the runner right now, short 615, Obi. Good trade there.
Yeah, and that $7 level was the actual, I think, $7. We talked about that $7, and I was like, oh my God, that's the place to get in. You can see I'm not even looking at my charts here. I'm staring the tape down, just looking for that momentum to continue. I want to see more of the same. Sellers just pounding into the bid. The great thing was in the pre-market, I looked over at Sean, and you guys might have heard this as well. I was like, size kind of getting taken out on the bid, not chasing it down, but size showing up as buyers and then getting taken out back to back. There's the halt down, Sean.
Yeah.
Halting down right now is Beyond Meat. Oh boy. Hopefully we don't open a little bit higher.
I'm trying to get short.
Fine.
Oh, I did not
Talk
get
about
short.
a day 3 short.
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. That's absolutely wild. There it is. Market confluence is there as well. A little bit of excitement, but yeah, a little bit of a backside move as well. 3 days.
See,
it was marketed well. Exit liquidity was brought in. That's just me. That's just me in my tinfoil suit. Because if I mentioned, like you guys know, I mentioned earlier, Instagram was advertising Beyond Meat in a sketchy way over the weekend, and I saw these posts, and sure, people were saying, "Oh, you see financial posts because of your profile and everything that you do in Google search." That's great, I get it. But here's the thing. Like, that kind of marketing is absolutely ridiculous. It was like a picture of Bill Gates, and it was like, oh, Bill Gates bought this fake meat stock that went to zero. Click for more information. I was like, all right, cool. This is absolutely wild, the times that we live in. And yeah, multi-day runner. Yeah, everyone people made some good money. You got in around that $1 mark. It went all the way up to $8 this morning. And I was telling Sean, I was like, look at that. Look at some of the candles and some of the price action that happened at around 5:30 this morning. That's the place to kind of get up and get it and get short, right? So I think that kind of a chase coming into here. Also in the pre-market session, right before imbalances came in, there was that bid breaking that was happening. Size on the bid, nothing crazy, but relative size. And we didn't see that kind of size there before for the past 30 minutes. Size on the bid coming in and getting taken out, showing us a little bit of sentiment of who might be in charge on the tape. And the market is selling off as well, so that gives some good confluence.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to open up lower.
It is going to open up. It's going to open up a hell of a lot lower.
Oh boy.
So nice trade right there, and you could just see the different styles, right? I mean, Obi and I trying to catch bigger winners. Neil talks about his style, and there it is, man. Good job there, Obi. Obviously, cracking that. So that's going to be more than $1 for you on that as that continues to break lower there on the halt. So we nothing to look at now. It should be 5-minute halt. We'll see when and if it opens back up. Okay, I'm at DNUT at $4.20. If this one has a similar fate there to, I just missed it. That's crazy. What's the low there? I'm at 420. It went to 422. We'll see if this can come in. Not a great sign that we're halting the other way now, obviously on Beyond Meat, but let's just see if DNUT is the one that maybe potentially wants to get going here. Back to the, we just missed it. Okay, I'll punch in a little bit here at 31. I'm still going to wait down there at 420 where we're at. So if that can come through and then a stop here, a stop will be a break down lower. So I don't want to be caught in a halt. If we break through $4, then we're gone. But we'll punch into DNUT right now and see if this is the next one to potentially go. So, we were celebrating Google. We were able to take some out. I mean, it went right to VWAP. So obviously we're going to take that out. And now with the market bleeding pretty nicely now to the downside, I say, alert to some of the longs. Right? I mean, if you're long right now, the market's seen 25,000 a couple times. Maybe it gets back into there. You're only at 25.2 right now. So the NASDAQ to drop down 200 points from here isn't absurd or anything that's an impossibility. So let's be careful. We just averaged Okay, Google, thank you for that trade. Let me get something out here at 50s. Okay, there it is. We'll get some more outs there on Google. We'll see if we can get something out in the 70s. But that was a good little reload down there at the low of the day. You know, we like the stock. If it's going to drip down a little bit, we'll take it and hope that the market can bounce back. And a lot of that is hope, right? You're waiting for something to happen, and hopefully that can extend through. All right, let's take out 10% here at 41 on DNUT if we can get that. I don't really want to be still in this name too much if the market's going to open up on Beyond and start to tank. That might give some bad juju for this. DraftKings. There's another one. So right now we're in Donut. We're in Google, which is $1 off that reload. Okay, I got to get some orders out here. As that just ripped up high there. I mean, look. I mean, there it goes again. So that's a nice little move there for that one. And there goes DKNG. Let's go DKNG, man. We'll fire off the hot dog cannons for this one as we get right back into the 50-period moving average for DraftKings. And my offer right now is at 90. I'm going to put something here at 59s. There we go. We get that. And now we'll see if we can rip through. It's Google right now. It's Google's world and Beyond Meat for us, Obi. As there goes Google right now. A huge move back up to the upside on a reload, man. We got reloaded on that one. So that's a nice little play there for Google. We just offered 50s. And, of course, there he is. Yes, we get that, Phil. Nice move. Let's go Google, man. Obi, let's see if we can hold this. Yeah. We've got DraftKings 40 cents. We've got Google. Is Beyond open yet?
Beyond's going to be open in about a few seconds here.
I like
about
it.
10 seconds Beyond should.
520 now, by the way.
520 is a tap. So we're coming back into some of those closing prices. I'm keeping eyes on this one. Here we go. Right there, coming in at 520s. What do we do? Are we halting up? We're halting down. I have no idea. A little bit of a shake and bake. Maybe we're going to halt up. I think that's what it's looking like. Maybe a potential halt up here on BYND. But I'm holding. We'll see. We're all the way up at 611s there as well.
611 already.
So yeah, 660s. Okay, now I took off a decent chunk there. Now I'm going to be patient and wait for a potential lower high. Yeah, this could definitely halt right back up here. And okay, so I just realized that you guys are not seeing this chart here.
Why is our trades not showing up? Oh, I hate when that happens.
Let me just pull up the chart for you guys here on the side. So there it is. Nope, that's GLD still. Let's pull it up once again. There it is. So that's the chart right here. So if you guys have been following, there's some selling stepping right back in. Do we get this? Was this the lower high? 560s. Are we going to trap some more shorts? I don't know, but sellers are definitely in charge. Market taking a little bit of a walk back up here. Look at that 15-minute.
We're $2 in the money now.
5 minutes left, and a strong bottom wick happening on the 15-minute candle right here. You can see both on the ES and the NASDAQ.
We almost.
And yeah, I'm pretty much out of everything.
Going to Home Depot? You give me a hammer and a saw and get me a couple nails.
I'm actually looking for a new furnace.
Yeah, when is that guy coming through? You are? Mm-hmm. I actually replaced my furnace a couple years ago. Lennox, get that.
You want me to just grab you a furnace?
Yeah, something how are they doing them now? Like something. What's the latest kind of furnace? Because mine's pretty bulky and huge.
Furnace.
I'm not a furnace guy.
Focus over here.
No.
But we're really trying to heat up over here. That's why the furnace is definitely.
Oh, you don't actually need a furnace.
In and around here.
Oh, okay.
Obi's throwing heat.
As a homo, I actually had to replace.
No, I'm saying no. The furnace has been giving issues.
Oh, okay. Obi,
no.
Look what's happening with Google right now.
Whoa.
It's another one right now, man. Hit the like and subscribe. Oh, no, not this thing. Get out of that. There it goes, man. We said 255.85 is where we're offering it right now for Google, man. Our number one trade idea on the note today was Google, and it was long. We're at our day goal right now already, and that's after getting rinsed on Beyond Meat like crazy. There it is, Google, 253 long. It's written right there. Even Randy could make this trade. Long 253 right there on Google. It's at 255.65. It's a $2.65 winner, and it's on board. Oh, yeah, and by the way, what up with Krispy Kreme? Who's doubting Krispy Kreme donuts now? This one's on our radar as well, as there goes Krispy Kreme, 50 cents in the money on this small cap runner. This is another meme stock. We traded this one. We traded Beyond Meat yesterday and today, and we're right back in here. Look what we've got on board, man. We've got DraftKings, the news-based play. That's 40 cents in the money. We've got Google on, again, levels. We love mega cap names. That's $2.50 in the money. And then we said, you know what? We like meme stocks around here. I've got my guy Obi right here. We've got lots of energy today, as you can clearly see. We've got me twice, which is never a good sign. And then there goes DNUT. Nice move to the upside. And again, Obi. Ramin, you good over there? By the way, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ramin.
Happy birthday to Ramin. Thank you for messing up our stream right there. Ramin, you can have some fruit salad there on your birthday right there. She's wasted early. She's wasted early right now. Never switch the show if you've... Yeah. Especially at 9:40 in the morning.
I mean, it's a birthday, so, you know.
It's your birthday.
This doesn't really matter.
She's on one.
Boom, boom, boom. So I think she's trying to go with like the quick
Look
fast
at
content.
Donut.
You know, the quick content, short form.
She's the content
really,
queen.
really well.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
Boom, ram. There it goes, man. That's a Sharif classic right there, the ram. I got my kid some more ram the other day, and now his computer is working a lot faster.
Yeah.
So there's that. Okay, nice move, man. We're having a great time. I hope you guys like the energy today, man. This is what we're doing every day here on the show. So let's go.
Yeah. People asking me, did I take any profits down there? Yeah, I covered more than 90%, guys. You can see all of the arrows right here. I was already posted 580s, 560s, 540s right off of the open there. Covered some more, and then back through 550s. Like that's back through the halt down price, right? I'm taking out majority of that because that's like, all right, well, if sellers can't take it even further, that's a good reason to buy. And I think, if you're buying some of this back through, that's pretty nice as well, because I think that's a valid trade. But I'm in the short, so I am buying to cover some more on that reason to buy. But yeah, just holding just a small chunk there. No reason to kind of be too worried here. I think where did we close? We got 941.44. It's currently 944.30. So give it about roughly a minute there for that to open up. 946. 946.45 it should open up on Beyond Meat. Dangerous saying, made a few G's on Netflix. Hats off to you all. Let's go, Dangerous. Keeping it real here. What did Netflix do? You guys, Ramin's saying you guys should check out the Netflix video. What's the Netflix video?
I tweeted it out. You can go find it. It's on Instagram. It's everywhere. It's this Netflix video. Unfortunately, Ramin used me for it, so I don't know if it's going to be going out any good or not. But here it is right here. It is Netflix. That's our Google trade, by the way. We also have DNUT over here. I retweeted it, of course. If I don't if you go into YouTube, it's under, here, I'll go right here. If you go into YouTube right now, you can see it. There's our Netflix video. It's actually pretty cool. I'll play it for you right here as we go. We're going to get an ad first. But if you go into our actual channel here and you go Trader TV, you go videos right into here, you can see this Netflix video, and it's pretty cool as you can watch it here as it's going. Spanish? What the hell? But anyways, a good talk here about Netflix. Here it goes. Awesome work done by Ramin. So go have that, and thank you for the super chat here as well as we watch out for Netflix video. Over 3,000 of you have watched it already, so we want to thank you for that. We're going to be planning on doing videos like this as we go on this. There's some scary things going on there. But good job there. Thanks, Ramin, for that. It's Netflix. Go find out all about their earnings and what they're changing the game with right now. But yeah, it's a nice upside move here. What's going on with your Beyond Meat? The market made its way all the way back. We're able to cash out a little bit there of Google near the high side, but again, we're lucky that we got that 255.80. That's what we were talking about. That was a good trade. DNUT just hovering around right now.
That was a solid trade there. Okay, so we should be opening up in about 20 seconds here. So you guys will see the book populate, and then we'll see where it opens up. Right now, tapping 638 as of right now. So yeah, we'll see where it opens up if it kind of does anything interesting. I'm waiting to get out here, but 630s, that's in and around VWAP. So we've got to be a little bit patient and see if it does anything interesting here, maybe even looking to get in some more VWAP. That's where sellers were off of the open. Seems like that's where sellers are coming in once again, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of a consolidation here. If we halt up again, then I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna give it some more room. But lower highs was what I was looking for here anyways, and you can see that some sellers coming in back through that $6 level for now. Don't want to get too aggressive on the halt up because bigger picture kind of coming in right here. So yeah, guys.
That's the same percentage it was yesterday, though.
It's the same as it was yesterday.
Is this thing working?
Come on.
Fabian.
21.5%.
Is Fabian here yet?
21.5% of you guys are not subscribed.
Hit the subscribe button if you're
Hit the
watching.
subscribe button.
I think that makes about sense. You know, if we have, you know, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit all that. It's been a good day so far. We'll talk about the market. The market's now only down 0.2 as we get going on the NASDAQ, and the ES right now down 0.3, so we can watch out for that. Just looking at some other markets, we did have gold today, you know, making a nice move down. We're long here at 377.50. We talked about that yesterday. Gold pushed down another 2% here today. Battling back nicely now, though. I'm not going to buy anymore. Like, I just bought it on the dip down because I have no exposure to gold, but right there in and around 340, I think would be my next area. If we can get into there, into the 50 period moving average, we really do like that, and we do want to make sure that you guys remember to scan that QR code right there and find out everything you need to know about Beta Pro by Global X Canada. They are the largest provider here of triple levered ETFs, including your 3 times bull and bear on the S&P TSX 60, as well as U.S. Treasuries and semiconductors. They are also offering a fee discount until December 31st. So if you're looking to trade or get involved with levered ETFs, we do suggest you go over here, scan that QR code, find more about it. It's Beta Pro by Global X, and there's the link there on their Beta Pro /3X daily. So go, please check them out. All right, man. Yeah, Obi, we are really cooking with donuts right now, as there goes DNUT, man, and we're offering here at 86, and well, we didn't get that? Oh yeah, we did get it. Okay, so nice little move there at 86. Now it's trying to go through 90s, but DNUT is really leading the way for me here. And again, it's posted up here. We put it at $4. There it goes, DNUT right there. Nice move, getting higher. And there goes Google again. So we're holding on to this. We're having a good start to our day so far right now. I have to apologize. I haven't been watching Beyond Meat because we have this donut there and we have Google. We have 3 trades on right now. So why don't you give us a little bit of an update there? I see you're flat on Beyond Meat, but
yeah, so we came right back in. So I'm like, all right, well, I like the selling that came in on the initial test of VWAP. I was like, all right, VWAP's kind of showing me that sellers might still be in, but we reclaim that that level here that I did like to sell, that I liked selling earlier as well. So I was just like, all right, cool. If it's going to chop around here, I'm going to be out of it. More than enough. Kind of caught that $6 all the way down to $5. Where's the next trade? That's what I'm looking at. But yeah, it could very well be here. Sellers are definitely coming in here at VWAP. But I'm definitely going to be a little bit more patient as it chops around here. We could very well come right back into range here. But you got to understand, this thing is crowded. This thing has done almost 440 million shares on the day. So yeah, that's knowing what the float's like, knowing what the recent sentiment of potential participants that have joined the float over the past couple of days is. Yeah, this could very well hold on much longer than I'm looking for with respect to the short. Like I said earlier, I think the short was at 5:30 a.m. We talk about early birds and early worms. Definitely 5:30 was a time to kind of watch this stock here. Let's take a look at some of these other stocks, because I'm just like, is it time to kind of move on and wait and be patient for the next move and for the next trade? I think so. I think the trade off of the open was one of the main ones, and also the one that did some of the most volume as well. So that's kind of done and gone. Continuation, yes, that's potentially what I'm looking for here. You know what? Just to stay involved, I'm gonna do a little bit of
wow, donut just broke $5.
Really wide stop here. Let's see if that potentially comes in.
Jesus.
VWAP is what I'm looking at here. So if that's going to crack right back in, I'll participate with a some small size, as the position's a little bit of a how do you say, not an indicator, but like it keeps me in the loop. Keeps me involved, and if something crazy is happening, I know because I'm in there as well. But we'll take a look at some of the other stocks that I had on my watch list right after we get back from Adair.
Keep an eye here on oil. I have UNG up, potentially on BOIL as well. U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright saying that oil prices are low and it's a great time to be a buyer. Back to you.
We're going to go over to Obi in a minute as well, but here we come flying out of nowhere. There's DNUT right there, $5.05. is what we wound up getting out there on that break. I was sort of, you might have heard me say, oh my God, it just broke 5. So it does that. As soon as it does that, we hit offer enter. We get 505 or 504, 505. And then now there's a pullback into VWAP. So I'm going to take an opportunity to get one more piece out here at 70. Oh, we missed 78s there. Okay. Maybe that's the pullback in now as we try to retrace a little bit here off of a key level of $5. And we sort of talked about the 200 period moving average coming into play, and maybe not a surprise that we wicked almost as high as we had gotten previously up to 6. So we'll have to wait to see if we can extend out through $6 again there on DNUT. But there's another out for us. Google is really like, this is the one, man. You guys know that I'll put on some shares when we get into a position that we really like, and we already wrote down Google 253. The fact that it held perfectly down there at 253 is almost criminal. Like, we could have put on a hell of a lot more shares. And again, the only reason why we looked at this was basically coming back into this level right there. 250, 280. We had some 253 action. We discussed it in the pre-market. Make sure you join us live every single day and hit that like and that subscribe right now, because we got to get this number a little bit higher right there. Although I'm pretty sure this is broken, but the idea is to hit the like and the subscribe at all times anyways. So good out there again on DraftKings as we push into that area one more time there. We're going to wait to see if there's anything going on with 3460s. Nice break there. DraftKings, Google, everything's working out for us, man. We're heading now 256. We said 257 was in play there for Google. So I'm going to put an offer. I mean, I got to get something out here, right? Do we? We just offered that and then it just tanked down? Come on, man. So hopefully we get that fill, but so far so good here on the day. Anything for you over there?
Yeah, no, I'm just watching this BYND, and I'm just like, oh boy, I might have a little bit of a sizing issue here because
there's an office quote that I was going to use.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But no, I'm just like, all right, like you got the trade, but not really paying enough attention to really get aggressive with it. Are we making higher lows here? That's the question. So if we're gonna come in here, let's do some arbitrary chart art while we let this position cook a little bit. But like I said, I like real meat. And I'm looking for the meat of the move on this short here. So let's take a quick look at this one, see where some certain levels are lying, and what we are potentially looking forward to here. So strong push over the past couple of days here on BYND. I'm looking for lower highs. This was lower highs, but look, we can still consolidate. We can kind of chop around here for a while. It is doing a significant volume. It has the potential to being crowded because I think the short is definitely up here in and around for, what is this, 530, like I said before. You can see anchored VWAP from the highs. I have that on there, and that has held pretty well, right? That's held pretty well. Lower highs, and then coming into the opening session, we can't even get back to VWAP here. My P-Pro VWAP is a little bit lower, and we kind of come back into there and pull a little bit down as well. That's through a down halt and through an up halt as well. So down halt, up halt, shake and bake, can't get through VWAP. VWAP sellers still dominant. Okay, all right. I want to use that piece of information to my advantage and stay involved. So okay, what am I looking for here potentially? This is that after hours high coming in at where is this? $4.82. I think this was a nice clean short scalp as well. If you were watching this extension coming into the after hours as well. So if we do revert to some sort of a mean, maybe it could be somewhere in and around here. And another thing, this was that dip from that low, and we also traded all the way into there, and these participants can't really, not really in charge as well as we trade below that average weighted that anchored VWAP as well. So maybe sideways shop here. That's what I'm looking at potentially. This could very well just go sideways in this range for a decent amount of time, and then maybe we're looking for a multi-day breakdown as well. So I don't know if we're gonna get down to $5. $5 is a little bit of an interesting price when it comes to stocks. Current day low on Beyond Meat is sitting at $5.21. And yeah, I just didn't get enough off of that sell-off there. So I'm doing my best not to say oh boy. I was told may have maybe not the best, but if you guys know, I say oh boy on the show to kind of replace
I've never
my potty mouth.
I never noticed.
To replace my potty mouth, because I do swear a lot, dude.
You can swear.
I swear quite often when especially when I get excited. So that was my filler word, but you know what? Maybe we can just gotta do it live sometimes. Sometimes we can just
that's
give it
what we
to
have
you like
bang,
this.
bang and bang. And
That's what you do with bang. No,
Oh
sometimes
my
it's like,
God.
you know, I kind of want to, and I'm just like,
hopefully we're not told to not say bang too much anymore. Yeah. Don't. We're not going to be swearing on this show. That's for sure. No. So, all right. Yeah. Just it's very emotional.
I need to come up with another one. I'd be like, oh.
I thought GE Vernova put up a good number there yesterday, but I guess not, as it's heading to the downside right now. I'm going to try to find some notes if we have anything on GE Vernova today, but there it goes to the downside right now, down 1.85%.
Holding up.
I was trying to look through our morning note. Yeah, we don't have GEV on there. I know this is a name that Neil really likes, and it's on the which? It's on the watch list. Okay, it's not on Shreef's note. Okay, I'm going to double check that. But all right, let's go over to the watch list right now and have a quick little check on this. We'll pop it out to give everybody an idea. Make sure you do sign up for this watch list every single day, man. All the work that Adara puts out on here. There's Netflix, Tesla story, Alphabet story, DraftKings, Texas Instruments. There's your Beyond Meat right there. There's Apple. There's AT&T. Adara better be on here. Okay, I was getting to the end of it. There it is. So 2% up right there in the pre-market, but obviously they're the company. And I thought it was a good quarter. That's what I was wondering. Posted 164. Oh, missing of 192. My bad. Okay, so and then quarterly sales was a lot higher than expected, but it's the earnings per share down again. So you know this goes back to that sort of theme again here in the space. Like this is again potentially a power idea there. We've seen SMR. We've seen some of these guys getting hit down there to the downside. And GEV right now is at a slip-up spot, that's for sure. Nice pullback. This high of 670 right there down to 570. You're now down $100 on 670. This is approaching bear territory. You know, this is why you got to get in and out of some of these names, especially if they're part of this sort of thematic play like GE Vernova is. So you got to watch out for that kind of a play as well. I'm debating shorting the market, man. I know I'm long. Oh, on Google, I just want to refresh everybody here a little bit. We just took many. My chart just crashed right there. I wasn't even looking at this chart. We had gotten out there on some of these breaks down below. So right now on Google, I have about 20% left. Probably a little bit more than I'd like to have left on this play. But right now, Google's coming back in. We'll reload this thing down here at 253. But honestly, the market's not dropping that much, and Google just hit the skids there pretty good. And then DNUT. Just to give you an idea here, we have 20% left of DNUT as well, as that made its way up to $5. I mean, we got 425 up to 5. That's a 30% move or so, 30% move, 20% move on the high side there for DNUT. So we are taking profit there, especially when we broke back down below VWAP. And then DraftKings, we have half left of DraftKings. We have a little bit more of this one, letting to see if this one wants to run. We do have to go to Adara. What's up?
It's happening now time, guys. This is the 15-minute chart here on the NASDAQ. As you can see, it's been pretty choppy over the last few days. Today, initially pushed to the downside. Then we get a bit of a flat candle. Let's see if we can push back higher here for the NQ. Let's take a look at Netflix, NFLX, of course, on watch here after their earnings report. EPS miss, sales slightly below estimates, but more or less in line. But ad sales strong, and they're still doing well in all of their regions. If you guys want more details on this, definitely check out our video on YouTube, but also, I believe, Instagram on this video for NFLX. So if you want more details, definitely check out that video. Take a look here as well at TSLA. They're reporting earnings after the bell. And we'll have to wait and see here if the EV tax credit ending, which certainly led to an increase in Q3 deliveries, also positively impacted their Q3 sales. Last but not least, DraftKings on watch, announcing the acquisition of Railbird Technologies. Of course, also there's been the resurgence of these quote-unquote meme plays like BYND and DNUT. So lots of stocks to keep an eye on, guys. Make sure to stick with us every single day. Hit the like, hit the subscribe as we send you back to Obi and Sean.
Thanks,
All right.
Adara.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, we got a bit of a super chat here.
Yeah.
I just want to, look at this. This Beyond Meat keeps on coming back into the $6 area here. This is where supply has been over the past, I guess, 30, 40 minutes or so. So I'm continuing to watch this. as long as the selling can't really lift, I think we're not really poised for above VWAP. If the seller does lift, or if the selling does lift, then yeah, of course we can kind of range a little bit higher. But that's kind of what's been coming in here. All right, so we have a bit of a super chat. So a WCM Good Tune saying GME. The OG meme is about to crash the party. Okay, let's take a quick look at GME here and see what's going on. Okay, all right, so a little bit of volume. Blast from the past. I haven't really played on this one in a while, but decent relative volume in the pre-market session here and giving us a bit of a pop off of the open. So relative volume-wise, we did about 6 to 7 times in the pre-market, and then coming in for 3 times in the open market here with a little bit of a pop. So let's see. I just want to take a quick measurement. We know what the pedigree of this one is. When it does get moving, it can be pretty aggressive, about a 2.3% move off of opening range lows to the highs. But there's a lot of bags on this one, right? This one definitely talk about a stock that may or may not have some strong aggressive bags. GME is definitely one of those. Weekly chart, you can see here, just sideways consolidation. So we still never really gave up this low, that $10 low from earlier. So yeah, we still, bigger picture, failure to follow through all the way back from 21 still hasn't broken down. So that's always interesting on this one. I think this one still could have some crazy moves in the future, but as of right now, I'm not really seeing anything too crazy. You can see the volume when it does come in. That gives you those opportunities, and even then, I mean, like I said, I'm a little bit more of the reversion mindset. So I'm just like, I like to be patient. I like to wait for things to scream at me, being like, all right, well, you know what, trade me because it's very obvious that it's here. So just got to wait for the volume to come in. When the volume comes in and it runs from $30 all the way to 65s into prior resistance, I'm just like, okay, well, there it is. It's showing up. I don't have to be involved in the long, but the short is absolutely beautiful when it does come in, right? So just being patient for that run to do its own thing, and then getting on the backside of that when everybody else has exhausted themselves, I think is a little bit more closer to how I like to look at things. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful backside on GameStop whenever it does come in, and the longs are pretty nice as well, right? If you like chasing moves, and some of the breakouts are absolutely crazy when they do come in nicely on GME. So that's the look there. Thank you for pointing that out. Doing some volume and catching a bit of that upside as of right now. The OG meme for sure. Good tunes. GME, that is the one. So let's quickly go through some of the other stocks that I was talking about here on my morning watch list and see how they're doing and what they're up to. GM was one of them. Looking for that continuation off of the open, not really there. Aggressive strength, this is a 15-minute chart. Aggressive strength off of earnings yesterday and throughout the day as well, but a little bit of a breather. So question, leg, consolidation leg? I don't know. Got to keep an eye out on that one there. Netflix as well, NFLX. This one, it seems like a little bit of a flop on the release here off of the open.
I like that.
Chopping sideways, opening range, but sellers definitely in charge, as it would seem that they couldn't get past some of these consolidation lows from the after hours on Netflix. So if you're looking at some of the, we talk about support and resistance, man. This was support from last night. Sure, you can go off the wick low, you can go off candle close, you can go off of next structure, but regardless, it's showing you that there may or may not be something here in the 150s, 160s, comes into that area off of the morning dip and finds some supply there. But sideways consolidation as of right now there. What else did I have on watch? Beyond Meat, you know, we're kind of participating in that one right now, so you guys already see that. Google as well. Google was nice, but a bit of a shake and bake here as it's still trading within its opening range. It did bid up pretty nicely and it's holding up. This might need longer to kind of push. I like the story, I like the catalyst, and I like the bid on this one, and the uptrend is definitely something. Google's strength has been something interesting as well. GLD is the next one. This one is just grinding, man, just grinding potentially to the upside. Pre-market consolidation lows just above that 370 at 369.46, but bigger picture, this thing has been kind of aggressively sold yesterday, aggressively sold on Friday as well. That was the first strong red day that we had. Bit of a reclaim, wick of the highs, interestingly enough. Grab some liquidity, coming right back in on Tuesday, and then maybe a potential for follow through on a bigger picture, right? Intraday, it's easy to get chopped up on this mess, I think, but if you're keeping bigger picture in mind, I think that the lower highs overall, even on an hourly chart, can point you potentially in the right direction. That's what the chart is kind of showing me, right? So that's something to watch out for. What else did we have? Marvell. This one definitely didn't do what I was looking for. Marvell, it was kind of the opposite story to that of Google, right? It's like they sold, Google shot up, and then Marvell kind of shot down on the same kind of news, but we're getting a reversion off of the open. I'm looking for that continuation, and that didn't really come in. We got an aggressive bid, so as soon as I saw this bottom wick coming in off of the open, I took it off of the watch. I'm like, this is very likely not going to do what I'm looking for. So yeah, Marvell, maybe now with a lower high against prior day's consolidation lows, that's a better place to get involved as that support turns into resistance, and it's showing us that as potential resistance. But yeah, that's the watch. That's what I was looking at off of the open. Not everything did what I was looking for. I think Beyond Meat did the most. It went beyond expectations for sure.
Yeah, good one right there. We have a new position. We started shorting the futures a little bit just against that high. We did get something out there at 20, so we are short right now. We only got out 15%. We're short at 35s. We did get a 20 there. I'm going to try to go short against this level here, 75. So we'll average it up as we get going here. We do have it on the 5-minute chart. We have a 200 period moving average right here, and then some high ticks to break through 108.50. So we're going to wait to see about that level, but I'm still stopping out if we break 107.85 right into there. Let's see if there is a downside push here today in the market. We do have Netflix earnings, of course. We talked a little bit about that early. We haven't had too much. We had that great super chat there from WCM Good Tunes. You just talked about that with that, and we also had one with Netflix, but there goes Netflix, kind of flat on the day, right? I mean, has a good move up to 1150. That's that 1150 area, the 200 period moving average. We said when there's a gap, you always play to VWAP. A VWAP today isn't playing. It's the 200 period right now at 1150. Nice move down into 1130. I said there's possibility we get into like 1115 or so. Looks like the low of the day was 1128 there. So 26 or so, a good little level there for it. Yeah, we show it there as 2630. I don't know if that was that little wick bottom. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, good move down there for Netflix today, and we got to wait. You got to give this a couple minutes to see where exactly we float around to with Netflix. I did take some more out on Google. Let's go over and see what you guys want us to trade here today, because this is the stock visualizer. So this is going to give us names. Obviously, Obi's done work today on Beyond Meat for you. We can look at this YYAI. I mean, it got as high as 18 cents, now hovering around 15 cents. NVIDIA now 1% upside. That's nice. Donut has been my number one. No, Google's my number one stock today, but DNUT is actually. Yeah, okay, it is, but Donut's right there as well. Open Door down 7%, finally breaking that $7. That's an interesting level there. GSIT right now down up 6%. BBAI, we're not worried about that name until we get a little lower. We talked about the 200 period moving average being at $5 or so. We'll wait for that. BlackBerry today on a little bit of a run, up 3% there. Netflix on this side, we just looked at that again for NFLX, down 8 on earnings. Very tough to trade earnings names, right? I think Obi and I, we sort of identified some key levels that we may be looking for on Netflix at some point. Vernova is really interesting, man, down 5 in a bit. I would buy more if I was trying to get more into that, but I'm not in it at all. So want to see about Vernova maybe to the downside there. Air, nice move up, 50%, breaking through that dollar. That might be something to look at. It's Tesla day today, so we have to wait to see if Tesla earnings, what they're going to mean, but it's at 440, Obi. That's a good level. Oklo, man, we sold SMR at $57, and I think that that's going to play. We are still, wow. Okay. Let's go. We're at VWAP now for the market. So we got to have some sort of outs right here, right now for that one. Good trade lower. Let's bid 13s. There it is. We get that. We're already at 10s, but it's a nice pull right there for the futures. So we're going to go short there. Again, today we traded meme stocks. We traded mega cap names. Beyond Meat halted up?
Halting up right now.
Okay, so we'll go over. Do you have it on your screen?
Yeah, I got it open right now. Yeah, it's just so I literally was just like, okay, well, those buyers through 6 were distinctly different. I punch out of it, and it just slaps up another 30 pennies into the 40s, into VWAP. Past this point, I'm just like, all right, well, that was a great reason to buy, maybe even a better reason to flip, but I didn't really do that. But it halted up. on top of the morning structure now, I like that. Yeah, strong reasons to buy, and buying we did, but not in the long just yet. So we'll see, we'll wait. Halted at 10:11:26, so this should open up at 10:16:26. So we'll just wait for 5 minutes for that one there. But yeah, great reason to buy. You can see I kind of, as soon as I punched out, boom. Those these algos are all over some of these stocks, man. As soon as some of those you know, events happen, they're just all in there. You could see it coming in, and I was just like, all right, well, I don't want to be in here anymore because this has the probability in my head just shot up like crazy with the level of buying or the kind of buying that came in through that 6. I just got to maybe do a little bit better and be nimble, being like, all right, cool. Well, I know I like the short, but in the moment, the market just showed me that very high probability we can take out at least 640. We take out 640 and then blast through, halt up into 673. So maybe we do see that $7 mark. You know what? I like it. The higher, the better. The higher, the better. If I'm looking for that bigger picture backside and bigger picture reversion, I think the higher it can go, the better. I just got to do well to kind of be nimble and stay executing in and around kind of like this and managing risk well, because yeah, I'll take those paper cuts and maybe take those small wins when they do come in, like the halt down that we got. But when it does actually manage to, you know, unfold and really fall apart, that's when I really want to get involved, not for $1, for at least a $2 or $3, like a significant pullback here as well. That might not happen on the intraday, right? Or in order for that to happen on the intraday, we might need to be even higher, right? We need to have some real kind of exhaustion of the move there. And I was like 530. Dude. That was a bit of exhaustion of the move, but we could definitely get a little bit lower here. Nice short there. Nice
go right now. There goes the Qs, man. I know I'm probably pretty annoying, but I hope I'm showing some of the worth with some of the trades. Like, honestly, the trades that we've been putting on the last couple days, I can't, it's show policy not to show P&L and stuff like that, but like we've been hitting it, man. We've been hitting it pretty good, and I hope that you guys are as well. Look at, I mean, here's DNUT right there. Look, we lost on, we have one losing trade, man. It was, again, our pre-market stupid trade. This is my only losing stock we have on the day, Beyond Meat. And we went long. It was, and it wasn't even that bad. But yeah, DNUT, boom. DraftKings, let's go. And these are all posted names. It's not like these are names that we're just flying by the seat of our pants right now, which I don't mind that strategy at all. Look for names that are moving, play news-based names. But right on here, we have Google, we have DNUT. You can go find the sticky note right now on Instagram, on Twitter as well. We have Beyond Meat, we have DraftKings. We have all the names that we're in. We don't have the futures. Well, we will. Oh boy, we still have 70% of this trade. I'm going to take out another 5% right here if we can get 78s. So good. All right. Sorry. Oops. That was DNUT. I just put a 78 bid on. My bad. All right. Here it is. Okay. Now it's really starting to get back in. So I think we're going to leave Google alone. I'm not going to average back in. Hold on a second. This is really, all right, man, these TQQs, man, we're almost a dollar club right here on the futures. Let's bid some 62s there and see if we get those right now. Oh, wow. Nice move higher. Bid some 72s there. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, we missed that little, what happened there? I don't know. That was a nice little flush on the futures. Stupid of me not to be there. Damn it. We did miss that opportunity, but hopefully we'll be able to gain that again. I'm not, and what I was trying to get at, damn it, man, Obi, that was a missed opportunity there. Like, I should have been on that futures trade for a downside play there. Yeah, if I think the futures are going down, it's not necessarily what I'm getting at here. Long story short is, I don't think it's something that I want to be long Google if I really do think the futures are going down. So I've pulled my bid now on Google down here. I'm not going to reload it. You know, you don't want to put good money after bad, or bad money after good. So if I'm changing my mind on this, we're definitely allowed to do that, and we're going to wait. And it could be completely wrong, but I'm not averaging in here anyways. I'd average in at 253. So if that can come in, good, honest. But we missed that low take there on the TQ, so I'm not super pleased with my execution. So I'm gonna put out 2 or 3% there, taking 84, Phil. We should have got, I bid 62 and it ripped off me. And then 72s we missed also. Should have been more aggressive at getting out there. So you know, again, copy trading is one thing, but you know, make sure you have your own outs, because when I'm in 4 trades, you're in none right now. So I think the better thing to do is, especially the problem is donuts ripping. So that's also like got my attention here. better to focus on individual trades rather than like trying to manage 4 or 5 at a time. It's difficult. But there goes DNUT though right now. So yeah, Krispy Kremes be damned, man. I know they're not good for you, but this so far the money that we made on this stock has been pretty good for me. So far so good. Upside. Yeah. Take another out right here at $5. It's been the high. Beyond Meat, is it open yet?
Yeah, it's open. It's open. Yeah, there's $7. There was some size there at $7. So we halted up. We pulled back in. There was some absorption that happened here in the 30s, I think in the 40s, if it actually dipped down there. Again, we saw kind of rainbows on the tape for me, but yeah, there was some absorption that came in right off of the open there, and we started bidding right back up. So I'm kind of watching, observing. Yeah, there you go. As soon as that kind of buying is done, that might be over. But I'm watching it. We're above VWAP right here. It's going to be a little bit crowded, right? We've done almost 600 million shares as of right now, wow. And it's not even 10:30. It hasn't even been an hour. So I think very easily, Sean, this can very, very easily do over $1 billion by the end of the day, maybe even a 1.5 if we
did 1.7 or 1.8 yesterday.
1.7, 1.8 yesterday?
Yeah,
okay,
I don't remember
so
the exact number.
Yeah. So it's well within range. If we're going to continue expanding volume on the daily chart, then yeah, you're expecting and you're looking for more than 1.7 on the day today, and we just have to do $1 billion more with about 6 hours left in the trading day.
Wow, to think about that. Just $1 billion more shares.
Yeah, just $1 billion more shares. I mean, we're almost there. We're more than halfway there. But yeah, 675's coming in now. Definitely getting very crowded. There it is right here. So if anybody, this is the thing, when it starts doing this kind of liquidity, yeah, any huge player just slapping the book around, you can send it multiple pennies or even into bands very easily. And sometimes you just gotta be aware. When those halt bands are near, the price action can definitely dance around pretty aggressively. So, you know the old saying, bands and make her dance.
Yeah, good one. I like that one. I think we knew that one was coming. That's a good one there. We had to throw some bands
That
down.
was very well done. Hands off to that pun.
I'm trying to get better with my executions overall, in general, just in life.
Just executing the puns better?
Yeah, it's just all around. You know, everything trickles back into trading. So just the executions.
We want to make sure that everybody does hit the like and subscribe. So right now we have, let me guess, 78.5? Yes, we do. We got 78.5% subscribed again.
Come on.
So no matter how many people are watching, everyone's hitting the subscribe, but there's 21.5%. I've tried to tell Fabian that it's not working, but he's telling me it is working. So 78.5 of you are subscribed, 21.5 not. And it does take a little bit to move those numbers. So I'm just going to show you right here. Let's get this like button going. I mean, right now we have 9,000 watching, 1.2K on the like front. So let's get that going, man. We've got Obi here in the building. We're happy to have him. Hit the like, hit the subscribe one more time for Obi. Don't do it for me. But Google's starting to rip up. DraftKings starting to go. DNUT, we've just been getting out here near $5. Oh boy, Obi, it's been a great day right there. You might not be allowed to say it, but I'll say it for you. We're excited. We've got Adara. We like those glasses over there. Oh boy, what just happened to me? I got into Beyond Meat there, breaking up. That must have been an old stop order. I'm now in Beyond Meat. I got to get out of this one as Beyond Meat just ticked me in. And here it goes, man, ripping and rocking right now, BYND. All right, over to the desk with Adara. We're into BYND now, I guess.
Let's start off our small cap recap with AIRE, Realpha Tech. This is a company that has been on this recap before. It's a repeat offender, for lack of a better term. It's a small cap runner that's run previously, about $104 million market cap. 65% short float on a float of 24.2 million shares. I want to let you guys know I couldn't find any news on this, but again, it's rallied in the past, significant short float on watch here for AIRE. Now we have Poet Technologies. This one, fortunately, pulling back a little bit here, but nice push off the open, receiving a $5 million production order for 800G optical lenses. I want to mention as well for POET, it's another name that's rallied in the past and has about a 7% short float. Last but not least, BYND. Now, of course, we have to mention this one, I think, given its parabolic move. This one and DNUT, not necessarily small caps compared to a lot of the other market cap names you talk about here, but certainly on watch as we get this resurgence of meme attention, with BYND even being included in the Roundhill meme stock ETF. So lots to watch here today in the small cap and even just large short float space. BYND, for its part, is roughly a 65% short float. Before we send you back to the guys, we'll take a moment to thank our good friends at Trade the Pool. For too long, trading meant risking your own money or never having enough to start. Fear of losing. That's what kept so many traders on the sidelines, but that's changing. Trade the Pool is transforming how traders access the markets with its limited risk trading model. Traders use funded capital, while Trade the Pool absorbs the downside. This allows traders to focus on what truly matters: discipline, consistency, and growth. When you hit the profit target, you keep 70% of the profit, so there's no fear nor barriers, just real opportunity. This is the revolution of limited risk trading powered by Trade the Pool. Visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code now. Get 10% off your evaluation. Back to you.
All right, just as we were going, I left an order in there. So I was just telling Obi, like, damn it, that sucks, because I was trying to break 715 right there. And I left an order, so when we opened back up and we took that, we went long there, but we've been panicking and getting out. So we have to, again, it's just a keystroke here. We gotta flush ourselves down the toilet. It's, you know, that was just, and when you get the trades, please just get out of them like as fast as you can if you don't like it. So that's basically what we did. We're still holding a small piece. I thought maybe it runs back up, but no, it's running to the downside right now. So we'll flush some of our day away there, and it was not purposeful by any stretch of the imagination there on BYND. The futures came back in for us, so we're still bidding 72s there. Oh man, that's like a robbery for me. That really sucks that wound up happening, because we were really cruising on all of our ideas here today besides this one. So yeah, that sucks, but okay. We'll regroup off of that one and get going, but it's beyond meat. We were able to take advantage of the donut move up, at least. You know what? During that halt and all memes were going, we did get $495 there on DNUT, so that was a good one. There goes the TQs right back in, so that's definitely a money trade, not like this BYND trade that we have right here. And again, keystroke error, but we have to be responsible for it, and it does suck because I'm trading bigger shares, so that's not great. But here it comes right back up again. Let's take advantage of this, get some out there at 88s, and now we'll wait to see if it can fly a little bit higher. I'm still hoping for, my next offer is at 7.25, so potentially it gets going and we'll make a little bit back. But the trades that are making me dance today, and the bands that make you dance there as well, is this TQ trade. And there it goes, man. The market is really cracking in, and boy, oh boy, did we do good talk there on Google by being able to get out of that one. Yeah, for right now, my biggest concern is that stupid Beyond Meat trade, but the futures right now starting to crack lower. We're going to put some bids here, and like we said, we want to make sure that we're looking at individual stocks and not just focusing on like one name, because we're going to miss trades. So we are going to focus on this. So there goes the TQs. It does make that low, so I'm now going to bid some here at 55 and take some out. And worry about this. So we're now near the lows right now on the TQQs. Let's see if it can extend out. We have a couple more bids right there, but that was a one. Oh, but you talked about being a sniper. Yeah. Like that right there, we have one entry right there, boom, right there into the downside. So we do like that one. And so far so good as we wait now for Beyond Meat. It looks like it wants to bounce off 7. Like, I'm comfortable holding this. Like, it's 30 cents. It's not, even if you have 1,000 shares, it's $300. Like, it's not, for me, the end of the world, but it was a keystroke error, and we're doing our best to get out of that here on BYND. So we're long right now at 7.15. Wish we weren't, but we got to deal with the position that we have. So far so good here on BYND if you're long anywhere near this $5 mark, and the short's been really good right here at 7.30. So let's give it a chance to breathe. 700 million shares only today. I say that sort of tongue-in-cheek. We'll see if it can get to that 1.5 billion like it did yesterday. It's Beyond Meat, and it's trying to go higher now. Adair, you got something for us?
Yeah, I have Meta. I want to mention, this is reported earlier, like around 8:05 a.m. today by Axios, but Meta reportedly, and I'm just seeing this circulate again, which is why I'm mentioning it, Meta reportedly set to cut roughly 600 jobs from its AI organization. Apparently, its newly formed lab group is not going to be affected by these cuts, and they are continuing to hire AI efforts. So again, this report circulating once again for META. Back to you.
There's just so many big sellers on Beyond Meat right now underneath $7. I'm starting to get more out here at 92, 93. There's just, if you see here, they're kind of layered sellers right now. You see the bid is pretty weak, but look at everybody here on the offer. So you're going to have to go through a couple million shares for sure, which I know isn't that much, but it's a lot when you think about, like, you know, the options and all that, and we got to get through there. Someone has to push the button to wax all those orders here near $7, and I'm not going to take those out myself. So hopefully, oh, there you go. Somebody's, okay, somebody, all right. So, all right. Someone just did it right there on BYND. So let's take advantage of that move up if we can. can. Nice little swipe through. Okay, we'll get some 9s there. And this is starting to look a little bit better. We're still not taking profit, and we'll still take the big L on this one. But nice to see it bounce right back there, Obi, off of those levels.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, swipe or no swiping is sometimes what I say when I see the participants swiping against me. But, you know, just something fun in the market here. So just taking a quick scalp here on Amazon. I was just looking across the board, and I was just like, all right, well, Amazon's looking a little bit relatively
Micron
weak.
tanking?
Oh my God, I covered most of it really quickly, but you know what, it is what it is, man. You read about like how different players kind of style their trading. One style that I'm kind of like reading about right now is just being in a lot of size on the initial push and then getting out of a decent chunk of it like almost right away for like, you know, for 10, 15, 20 pennies or just like a certain percentage, and then letting it show you that, okay, now it's working for you to build back into that position.
We got out of Google right there.
Like that. But yeah, I think
the market's tanking, Obi. I mean to interrupt, but don't really mean to interrupt, because right now you're starting to get a nice pull down side right here, and the futures trade, Obi, is really extending right now. So we'll ring registers on that one as we get lower, and I think we got to go to Adara, but MU right now, Micron is having itself a day. Nice move to the downside right now. Just whoa, like that looks like a cliff that you don't want to be on, man. Micron downside. NVIDIA looks like it's trying to get lower as well, down into 181. Was it a call for Adara, by the way, Andre? Okay, let's go over to Adara.
I just want to let you guys know, Meta spokesperson actually confirmed that they've laid off 600 AI employees. I just want to confirm that. But Micron, only news I saw on this was well before the bell. They're announcing customer sampling of their 192 gigabyte SOCAM 2 to enable broader adoption, I guess, of their low power memory within AI data centers. I don't have any news on this push to the downside, likely dropping with the market, but if that changes, I'll let you know. It's also worth noting here, Netflix still to the downside, actually at days low now, guys. Back to you.
All right, short of getting the market, I'm just tweeting this out because we got it on again here with the TQQs. I mean, Obi, this is just what we're doing, man. We're doing it every day here, and we're doing it live. Every day we're doing it live, Obi. Obi, are we doing it live?
Oh, this is live?
This is live. Every day we're doing it live. So people are wondering, like, where are these trades coming from? Is this guy putting these on? Well, just join me tomorrow, and you'll be able to see if we could do it again. You know, I mean, this is what we're doing. And there it is right now. The future's nice move to the downside. So we shorted right here at 10.05. So, yeah, we have about, that's 25,250. It's at 25,120. We have about 130 handles right now on the NASDAQ short. So it's an absolute monster trade right there, despite screwing up pretty aggressively on Beyond Meat. Look what we got now there. They have discovered meat, and there it goes up to the upside now, 735. We made a mistake trading this name when we got punched into it right there at 715, but then we sort of were absorbing that hit, and now it goes upside. I'm going to say we net do not make money on this, but I'm not sure. Trade is not over yet, and I'm going to have to do the math afterwards. My net is at the highest spot we've been at all day, so that's good. Let's go, man. We're getting some out at 48s. Break that 50, man, right there. It's a nice little size level there. And oh boy, man, these futures, Obi, are tank city right now. We're in this name. Whoa. We've got it, man. No Neil, no problem. We've got Obi. We've got these trades on. We hope that he's having a day off. He'll be back in tomorrow with him and myself. But yeah, so far so good here. It's Beyond Meat time. It's Google time. It's DNUT time. It's DraftKings time. We did get out of our Google. Why? Because we told you we were getting out of it. We don't want this 253 long. Nice little downside move right now in the market. And oh man, there goes Beyond Meat. It is beyond my belief right now that this name just continues to climb higher through 50s. We'll get somewhere out here at 50. Let's go Beyond Meat, man. Now it starts to go up. Little bit of an accidental long here, right? We've talked about that. But we did like the... It's an accident to the time we took it, but the order was in because we wanted this break. It just, we didn't get the greatest price on that breakthrough, $7, but there it goes, Obi. Extension time on Beyond Meat right now. Does it have $10 in it? I don't know, but I'm gonna get another piece out here at 766. It's trying to have a little bit of a problem through 750. So there it goes. Wow, look at that, making a move back in. I gotta be careful because Obi likes the backside, and that might be coming in right now, Obi.
I mean, I'm talking to my pod right now. I'm just like, yo, guys, this is, trust me when I tell you, like, this is, I recognize squeeze tape very well. I've been on the wrong side of that. Trust me, bro. And yeah, a little bit of squeeze tape there all the way up into 7/2. But yeah, coming in. And the beautiful thing about the squeezes and the buying pressure that's kind of associated with squeezes is that sometimes that's all the buying pressure that there is. Right? And what happens when that demand is kind of gone? When that person who is, they're price ignorant, they're price indifferent, they don't care what price, they care about just getting out of their position. What does that tape look like when that participant is done buying, right? If that's the only buying pressure that's there and it's aggressively excessive, when that order is done, it's very, very obvious at times, but no real exhaustion just yet. That's what I'm waiting for. But we'll be right back from Adara. Markets to the downside.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know here for UNG or oil, we did get the EIA crude oil inventories coming through here. Crude oil inventories negative 0.961 million versus positive 2.181 million expected. So yeah, again, negative 0.961 million. We also got gasoline inventories and distillate inventories. But either way, these inventories numbers have just been released. Back to you.
Obi, the donut trade was pretty decent, but I'm going to try to get some out here before we have too many donuts and can't walk straight. All right, 458. I just offered and we haven't printed it, so trying to get out of some more of these names here. And I was going to say, like, I feel that we got pretty lucky there on Beyond Meat. If this breaks 690, let's get out of it right now. Oh wow, big seller there. I mean, yep. Obi and I just sort of. That's why I went over to Obi to talk about it when he was looking to potentially go into the short there. But yeah, good save. Honestly, it's a save. So we'll probably be a little bit under where we should be on this trade. We should take it out a little bit more on that top side, but if this breaks 680, we're out, or 690, sorry, we're out. That's going to happen right now, and then we'll be out of Beyond Meat. And yeah, just kind of lucky enough to lick our wounds there when it went to the upside. So that was pretty good opportunity there, but the futures is really what set my day apart right now. We're able to get that short and it's printing pretty nicely. So far so good there on the TQs and a good out on our Google trade. Wouldn't mind thinking about getting back in on Google now, especially if this market is looking to bounce a little bit lower, a little bit higher right now off of those levels. We could just play off of that last week is a little too low though, 40s. I don't want to buy 80s if I'm gonna have to risk to 40. I know that doesn't sound like that much, but for the amount of shares that we're trying to do, I don't really want to do that. Look at Beyond Meat, bounces right off of VWAP again there. All right, let's try it at 16. Maybe not. Where do we, oh no, sorry, not off VWAP. Let's just use, that was 7, that was 690. Let me get a little bit lower. Now I'm obviously well aware of what we're doing here, so we'll try it again here. I'm gonna give it to 675. If it breaks below that, then we're gonna get out. I wanna give this a little bit more room than just 10 or 15 cents. That's not appropriate today, I don't think, for Beyond Meat. I mean, we had just seen this name really get going there through that day's high of 730. It got up to 760. Does it have one more run in it? Let's just stick around and see. I mean, if I'm not in the trade, I miss it, right? So we'll give it a shot right there. We're long right now at 715, and we'll see if it wants to go. My eye's going everywhere right now, looking for a trade. That GE Vernova, I may buy some of this. I really do like the company, and I like their idea, and this is really getting clubbed right now to the downside. I'm just so I can hear it from Adara. Adara, give us another update on what GE Vernova's earnings look like when you get a second, because this is a nice downside pull. We know they missed, but I'm just wondering if there was a guide issue there, Adara, or if maybe some analyst.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll come in right now, Sean. They did miss on EPS. Sales were a beat. Guidance, they reaffirmed it was below estimates. 36 billion to 37 billion is what they're guiding for fiscal 25 sales. That's below estimates of 37.186 billion. So guidance-wise, I'd almost compare this to what we saw with TXN yesterday. Right. Now, they did say their orders here are at 14.6 billion for the quarter, and their backlog grew by 6.6 billion on a sequential basis.
Okay, so they got the back orders. It just down 7 seems a little bit much, because when we came in today, I was actually thinking to myself, I know Neil has this stock, so I mean, I don't hope that, we lose on a stock or anything like that, but I was hoping it would be down because I wanted to buy some. But like this movement today is pretty aggressive, like from being up 2% to down 8, it's basically a 10% swing. Not basically, it is a 10% swing there on GE Vernova. So we just get stopped out of our last little trade there on Beyond Meat. We tried to hold that. I do think now may have exhausted out there. I'm looking for that one big exhaustion candle. that just hasn't happened yet one way or the other. There's been a lot of volume, but looking for that one like outsized kind of a wick that gives us an idea of what we want to do here with BYND. I'm looking long, you're looking short, so I think we have different ideas, but at the same time, levels have to hit for us to hit these levels, to hit these trades. We just lost there on Beyond Meat, so we got to flush ourselves down the toilet. We have one red name today, it's Beyond Meat. Maybe we should stay away from it. Donuts come back a little bit here. We don't have very many shares left. We tried to get out in the 50s there when we broke below, but we missed that as well. So right now we're going to watch out for DNUT, and we're still green on the day. Green days are good days, right? Yeah. We're happy with our performance, but could do better always do better, and so we're going to look to do that now. Beyond Meat, I still want to get back in, just trying to figure out where and when.
Yeah, I think just this market flush got me involved with this short, man. I know you're involved with the TQ short, and you sent me that TQ short yesterday too. That was absolute snipes as well on that, and both those on the sticky note.
No, so TQs yesterday may have been, I'm not sure, but we had a great AMD trade.
Because you had it right off of the open.
Yeah, we had
yesterday.
So
yeah, that was absolutely solid.
Yeah, let me just show you yesterday, and I know we're gonna. I mean, I don't always want to talk about it, but yesterday we actually had multiple trades on the TQQ. So let me try to see if I can find the damage that we did yesterday on this. No, I don't think. Oh, here it is, right here. So yeah, we had that right off the open again, sort of. I mean, it was about 950, nice move. Then we went up to the 200 period. We shorted that again. That's another $1. Then it happened again. Then it happened again, and we have more throughout the afternoon. But yeah, we were to your point, Obi. We've been favoring short for a while in this market. We did sell out of some of our longer term trades as well and trying to raise some more capital. So we've been doing that, and now I'm looking to actually deploy capital back in the market a little bit. NASDAQ down 0.7 right now.
Yeah, I think
TQs is just
more selling happening on the day today. I'm looking at this beyond me, and I'm just like, I'm just thinking about it. I'm just thinking about it right now. I'm like, things haven't really set up. I wasn't paying attention. Well, the thing is, if I want to short up in here, I got to really be staring that tape down pretty aggressively if I want anything above 740s, I think, because that tape comes in real hot, and the scalp is potentially down into this prior structure unless and until it can kind of break down. You can see we're holding above that halt up price as well. That halt up price was, we referenced that. I think it's around 70s. I think 73, if I remember correctly, was 673 was some of the last prints onto that. So I'm going to use that as a bit of a reference. We did kind of pull back through that, held VWAP down at 630s for another push right back up. But if the structure can hold the 680s, I'm going to stay a little bit patient. I do like the short idea, but if this is going to show me that people are still getting squeezed, people are still kind of stepping up and holding or kind of the price action is holding higher above prior structures, I'm not really going to fight it. The market as well is kind of on the opposite side there as well, and we're just making jokes about sector rotation and how people are moving out of those and into Beyond Meat. But all jokes aside, as long as the price action is kind of showing me that it's willing to step up on the day today, I'm going to be a little bit more nimble. Still haven't gone back to those 8 or 5:30 a.m. prices just yet, right? This was a nice pullback into the 7/2s. And we're taking a bit of a breather, but still holding that $7 or that 8.60, that 8.70, 8.80 level pretty well here on Beyond Meat, holding up beyond the rest of the market as we crack a little bit lower. Netflix to the downside as well.
Still, eh?
Remember this morning I was like, yo, if Netflix cracks, that could bring the whole market as well. Maybe,
yeah, that was a good call.
And Netflix cracking on relative volume and on earnings day, right? So yeah, that could definitely have a little bit of a weighting across the board. It has been relatively strong, right? If you look at the weekly chart, if you look at the monthly chart, very aggressive strength on that name, bigger picture. And yeah, that's not the only one that's selling off, right? Tesla pulled back into that range as well. We talked about that 441 not held offer, but a little bit of a level that we got past this week, and then trading right back into that range. And I was just like, oh boy, oh there it is, sorry, cracking back into that 41, pulling all the way back down to 432. So bottom of this range, we talked about it being in and around that 420 level. Nice. Still about $15 away from that, but we've entered back into that range, and it seems like supply is also stepped back in, not only just on Tesla, but across the board. But maybe a little bit of a bid here. Is this a reversion setup for me? Potentially, yes, but I had to be involved a little bit earlier on this one. This is already a dollar past where I would like taking a shot at it. This is maybe where I'm adding if I already have inventory on this one on the 434. But that's a bit of a missed trade. Can we revert all the way back to VWAP? Sure, but with the kind of selling that the market is doing all the way back down, it seems once again, Sean, that 25,000 reversion on the NASDAQ is kind of that trade that's been going on over and over again. We trade a little bit above it, we revert back down. We trade a little bit below it, we revert back up. So if you're taking inventory into that 25, both ways, regardless of how far it kind of goes, that's been working out pretty well, and we were getting that 25K magnet over the past few weeks there. So interesting stuff, good stuff happening there. I got out of that Amazon position as well because we did get a little bit of push back in, but I'm looking for sellers kind of up here, and I might be a little bit late for that. Might just make lower highs and trade lower. 217.17s are the current day low, and the markets, both the NASDAQ and the S, continue to push lower. Let's see what's going on with some sectors with Adair.
Oh, well, Obi, what's going on with a lot of these sectors is weakness, that's for sure. But we'll start here with what's actually strong. Health technology doing really well here, certainly aided by a couple earnings names here. Boston Scientific up 5%. ISRG actually removed from its highs, but up almost 17%. Consumer non-durables really strong as well. Energy minerals strong. Technology services has its Meg 7 names to the upside. Google reportedly with an Anthropic deal, and MSFT also strong here. But then we've got a lot of weakness in the sector as well. Palantir to the downside, Oracle to the downside once again. Then we have Netflix down 10% on their earnings. And electronic technology as a whole is really weak, especially some of these semiconductor names. AMD down 3% and Intel ahead of their earnings tomorrow. They're down about 4% as well. So lots of weakness, specifically in these tech sectors. But if you're looking for strength, energy, minerals, health technology, or consumer non-durables might be the place to go. Now, before we send you back to Obi and Sean for more trading action, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at Woman Boss. In Africa, a new generation of leaders is rising. The Woman Boss empowers them. We provide the training and mentorship women and girls need to start businesses, create change, and build sustainable futures. We've already impacted over 10,000 lives. Your contribution creates the next opportunity. Scan the QR code now. Empower the next woman leader today. Back to you.
I'll just say, Nobi, like, how in the world do I know to hold? Oh, by the way, we just got out of Donut there. Good trade there on DNUT, as we got to wait to see if it does. We just got out at 445. I don't want to hold anything if this market is doing this. I think that's a pretty easy take for me to wrap my head around. And if the market's going to make this move, then I don't really want to be long anything anymore. So we'll get out of DNUT right there for a good trade. I mean, it's my second. It's my third trade. We've only lost on one trade today, and that's going to be Beyond Meat, but it's a couple times, so it's not great. But it's Google's was a hammer today, man. We really like that trade. And then this market is now 250 in the money as it just continues to go lower. So we're pretty happy and proud to put on that trade for everybody there today as it's starting to go downside. That is the TQQs, and again, triple levered up. So we get more movement there than the NASDAQ itself. The NASDAQ now down 1%. That's a red day right there, Obi, for the market. There is no doubt about that. And if we go over here and we start to look at some of the stocks and start to think about, like, what's leading the way to the downside. I know you've got that great Amazon. Oh, you were in the Amazon short, but that's now down 2% right now there. And I was looking at banks. I think there's a little bit of a problem here as the bank earnings have already come through, and we're starting to get lower now on a name like a JP Morgan. Goldman Sachs now down 1.3%, 1.13% today. Charles Schwab, Bank of America. Look at our boy Robinhood today, downside. You know what we didn't get a chance to look at was Webull's down to $10 sorry, 1075 right now. I don't want to scare people. 1075 right now on Webull, as that's been straight fire to the downside. That's probably I might buy some more Webull today. I don't mind that stock. We'll see if that can get going as well. SoFi probably down today. Coinbase down. What is Bitcoin? We haven't even looked at that. 108 right now for Bitcoin. The last time I bought was right here. So you guys can get involved in that if you want to. The NASDAQ too, down 2.6% today. That's not great. Let's go to healthcare technology, the only green sector right now that I saw, maybe energy. Eli Lilly still up that 1%. I think Eli Lilly needs something a little bit more than Ozempic to get going right now, as there's just so much news around that and Novo Nordisk and all that. Let's wait to see if Eli Lilly, I'm not sure what their next couple pipelines look like, but that should be a positive get for them if they can get going. Danaher, ugly again. Danaher was good yesterday, but a position that hasn't been working out for many. DHR downside there. And then honestly, man, I mean, you know, dog that wags the tail, all of this. Wow, what did we just get right there? Oh, DraftKings. Okay, we got more DraftKings. We'll talk about that in a minute. But look at this, man. AMD down 3, Apple down 1, NVIDIA down. Not a great day if you're swinging anything long in the tech sector. I think I've been sending out warning shots about my feeling on everything right here. We've been really short the NASDAQ the last 2 days, as Obi's brought to our attention, that one. And, you know, the market now falling down. We were short AMD yesterday, huge. We were short AMD yesterday at 240. We had 242s actually yesterday on advanced micro devices. And look at this name just bleed to the downside as well. We got out of Oracle at 319. I have no idea what that's at, 270. So, you know, a lot of these trades, we got out of AMD last Thursday. We got out of Oracle last Thursday. We got out of SMR at $57 last Thursday. And that's that. We bought gold yesterday, which might be a problem, and then we bought Bitcoin on that Thursday as well. So we bought some gold at 377. That's still in the pocket. I'm still happy with that trade. Just a quick little review. DraftKings comes into our lap there a little bit. We did write down on our sheet that we liked 34, so we'll see if we can get that back up into 34.50. Put an offer at 34.20, see if we get that. But so far so good here. Obi, it hasn't been horrible. The move down has really helped our net, so that's been a good one there. I know you're flat, but is there anything that you're specifically what you're looking at?
I'm watching this Amazon here. I'm watching the BYND. So I got a little involved, but didn't really show me what I was looking for right away. I was looking for a potential bid to step up on top of this VWAP. In and around 6/2. Talked about that reference level being a little bit interesting as well, around 673s. We're kind of chopping that zone right now, so I'm still being patient, waiting on that one to potentially come into fruition here, and then Amazon as well. That's what I'm watching. So this is what I kind of did on Amazon. Quick scalps, just kind of tape scalps. I'm looking at this breakdown, and I'm like, the market has just started in and around, what was this? Was it the beginning of the 15? Yeah, it was going into the end of the 15-minute candle there, and I was like, yeah, I think we're likely to push a little bit lower there, and we did. We pushed a little bit lower all the way to 17.18, so just taking the breakdown of that day low for some fresh lows, but we keep on kind of making lower highs and lower lows here on Amazon. But this candle, as of right now, maybe coming in with a bit of a bid at the beginning of this 15-minute candle with about 10 minutes left. Oh boy, there goes Beyond Meat all the way down to 640. So it's a good thing I got out of my long there. I'm just like, yeah, if that buying comes in, I want to see it come in and follow through right away, like we did when it was doing a bit of a squeeze, right? There was participants in here just being like, all right, I'm just going to keep slapping that ask and continue to push into this because they don't care. They don't care about price. They just need to get out, right? And then as soon as that action is done, I'm looking for more of that action in and around VWAP, right? Because that's where they came in. But if we're going to chop around here, I'm gonna pack my patience, as Sharif likes to say, and just kind of chill out, wait for it to show me some more evidence there. But the market with a bit of a bounce, maybe Amazon's looking like a bit of a reversion here for me as well. Let's see what is extended the most here. It seems like Google, out of all of them, are probably extended the most. In terms of the Meg 7, wow, Intel sold off pretty aggressively as well. There might be some sort of a reversion there happening. Wow, SMCI, oh my God. Okay, so SMCI is very, very sold off pretty aggressively. Same with Micron as well.
We got out of our futures trade.
Someone, yeah, nice.
It just broke. It just broke. So we only had 5% left. So as we made the move down in, we really cleared out a lot of this trade around that 105.50 area. So we will take out. And I just want to give everyone an idea. I'm going long on a 53 break right here of Google. I'm going to try it. So we're going to try to go long there, and we're going to use 80 or so as our stop. So that's what we're going to do right now. If it does break higher, we're going to try it here on Google. All right, let's go over to Adara. It's only 10 minutes left, and then Obi and I'll pass it over to the midday show. But it's been a great show. I hope everyone's enjoyed themselves. I know I definitely have here today, trading with Obi and trading with all of you. And just a quick little look here. If you're not subscribed, do it. Let me see, 78.5. 21.5% of you still not subscribed. So hit that subscription, get that going right now. I mean, you definitely have to. Okay. Hello?
What's he saying?
Yeah. I know. I mean, 21, I know, it's way too high. Yeah, it's way too high. Yeah. No, I'm not telling you.
Undervalued for sure.
Hey, I'll buy more BRKB, don't worry. All right, see you, bye. Right there, yeah. Do you know that Berkshire does not give a dividend? At Berkshire, BRK.B? They just keep putting it back into the stock, yeah. So, okay, going long on Google, if we hit that at 253, that's what's happening. Might happen now, but let's go over to Adara, then we can get back here faster.
Here's the US dollar continuing on this uptrend on the daily chart, but potentially a slightly lower high with a topping tail candle here. Now, 100 was previous level of resistance on the daily going back to early August, but now it seems like we're also struggling with that 99 halves level. Most recent high there made on October 9th. Let's see if we can break above that level. Again, a little bit hard to talk about the US dollar when we really don't have any economic data out, but that's going to change on Friday. We do get a whole slew of economic data on Friday, including the BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, has confirmed or said anyway that we're going to be getting the CPI coming through on Friday. So stay tuned for that. Certainly should be exciting now in terms of rates, because we do have a Fed meeting in 1 week from today. We still have 25% rate cut highly expected here by this Fed fund rate. 97% of participants, almost 96.7%, expecting that cut. Only 3.3% expecting rates will be held. So it seems like even if we don't get any more economic data and the government remains shut down, looks like this rate will likely be cut by 25 basis points. Back to you. Make sure to like and subscribe.
All right, thanks, Ms. Adara. Google is, we did not break yet, but it's trying to right here at 353. So when it does, okay, there we go. Now we're long. Okay, that took a minute. All right, we're just going to use 70s as our out on the way back in. So this could be a fake and break. We've talked about this a couple times. I thought that it could be a little different because it's in the middle of the day. Right here, it's 11 o'clock, but here it comes in. Maybe we average into this a little bit. We didn't take a huge amount of shares on this kind of a trade right here in the middle of, like I said, it wasn't an early break. This is one that we thought maybe could get going there. We'll average it in a little bit. We're long right now at 253.0. Because we broke out a little bit there, let's see if we can get back up through 253, start to take a little bit out on that bump up higher, and then I don't know, but right now it might not work out for us. It did bounce through that 253 and back in, and it just bounced again off that. Oh boy. All right, let me put some outs here. If we can get an out, like it just bounced again off 99s or O's, so we'll see if we can get something in play here for this name. So let's go Google. Let's see if we can break above 253. That'd be nice if that does happen. So a little bit of an out here, breaking back higher. We'll see if we can get it. We just bounced off 99 again. Here it goes, O's into 10s, Obi. Nice little move higher here so far for Google, but nothing really going on. Need a little bit of a break here on that name. It's having a problem now with this 253 area. So we tried it, we're in it. We're gonna see if we can get something out. 253 10s, 253 20s to the outside, looking out here. Hopefully Google will give us that trade, but right now, not much here on the 253 break for GOOGL. We need this market to go for sure. It was a great out for us on the TQs. Like, I couldn't be happier with that play, but now we work with Google.
Yeah, I like that for a bit of a bounce here. Market coming in, pretty much engulfing that prior 15-minute candle, poised for a bit of a break of prior candle high here on the NASDAQ. And I like the long here on the Amazon as well. I did get involved. You guys look at a shorter time frame here. One of the strongest volume bars, one of two, I think. One of a really strong bar kind of coming in here at the bottom, giving me a little bit more conviction for a potential reversion back in towards, maybe not all the way to VWAP, because sellers have been pretty aggressive. But let's see how far they can take it here, all the way to 218s maybe. That's what I'm looking for, potential push into 218s here. But I did aggressively kind of piece off above the half, and then added right back on when we did kind of sustain a bit of trend. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that continuation, sustaining this little bit of a trend that we're getting. Do we get that reversion back into VWAP, or do sellers just find a lower high to kind of step back into as well? Those are all the questions I'm asking here. The futures, though, still have about 4 minutes to finish printing this 15-minute candle, so that's what I'm waiting for. Let's see if we close strong, maybe poised for a bit of a reversion after back-to-back jacks.
Yeah.
With red selling candle.
It is. This is the Obi is
1, 2, 3, 4.
Obi is upping the game. Obi is up his damn game.
You just gotta. Someone told me to get good, and I was just like, all right, well, maybe I should.
Maybe you should get good, Obi.
Sports references, yeah. I mean, that's been my whole. Dude, I'm a gamer for life. Life's purpose is to get good. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Gotta get better.
Eventually, you'll be married and you will not be a gamer anymore. So once that happens,
what if I marry a gamer though?
Is that what you really want to do?
Is that a loophole?
No. Yes.
Yes.
No, I'm just joking. You could be married and play games. Come on, man. Right here. All right, man. The rich get richer with Google. And what I mean by that is this was my #1 stock, and there it goes again. And look, you guys can, whatever, man. We're gonna all have different stocks, different styles. But I just came in here and I said, I'm going long on a 253 break, right, Obi?
Yep.
We said that when it was at 250, 250. Right now it's 45 cents in the money, and there it goes on this break, man. And we're not playing around. We're trying to put up some shares. We're trying to put up some numbers. We will end the day at our highest spot. So get some glizzies down there and let's get going on that one. Let's hope that's not what's for lunch. But Obi, we got a segment that we got to do right now.
Which is? Grumble, grumble.
And we're putting some numbers up today, boy. We can get whatever, man. Lunch is on Obi today. I mean, these have been some great trades.
What do you guys want?
Coming through right here. All right, what is for lunch? All right, well, today's we had some nice fresh hard-boiled eggs. I hope the eggs are fresh.
Don't forget the guac.
Don't forget the guac. We had some controversy with the guac.
The guac.
All right, we had some controversy there. I'm going to get out of some more Google right now. All right, and we did have some fresh pastries and whatnot. We had some bagels and stuff like that. That was for breakfast. What's for lunch today? Is today Wednesday, Obi?
Today
is Wednesday, October the 22nd.
Honestly, I don't remember what day of the week. Most days.
Yesterday, I thought that fish made me sick, to be honest with you. But same? Wow, Google is extensions.
Let's keep
all right, well,
going.
today we got a little bit of a different flavor. All right, you like Thai food?
I love food in general.
Then today you'll have a winner for you right there. Today is Pad Gra Prao. Yeah, Thai beef basil stir fry. Thai beef basil stir fry. That's been a winner around these joints. Bye-bye DraftKings, by the way. You got a good trade there. With steamed jasmine rice, stir-fried vegetables, and a cabbage salad. To me, that's we'll take that. Let's go Bitcoin. Let's go. We just put this on. It's now $1 in the money, and we just gave this to everybody 5 minutes ago. Like I said, I may be as annoying as hell, but at the end of the day, I really, really hope that there's some people taking these trades,
Google.
man. I mean, look at this Google right here. Yeah, thanks, Obi.
Right here.
I really appreciate that. I love getting those dabs from you guys. But there it is, boom, boom. There it is again, boom. And there it is, $1 in the money too. We also have DraftKings on the reload, man. We did that. We got out of our TQs when we needed to, man. And everything is just blasting up. We're at our highest spot we've been at, like I said, all day, and we're in it right now. And we're here with all of you. So great days today. Let's just wait to see how high Google can extend. We're getting near VWAP. I'm going to take one more out. We are now out of too much. We have about 30% left. So potentially out a little bit too many shares there. But we were uncertain of this trade. But it's a nice move higher. We'll get it out to your VWAP and see if we can float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Yeah, I think
only 30 seconds left. You want to leave him with something, Obi?
I mean, this market reversion is absolutely beautiful here. I love that. I love that take. observed the futures acting differently, observed the Amazon. What helped sometimes is like, I was in the short on Amazon, and I was like, these are reasons to buy, and I'm like, oh boy, these are reasons to get long again. Flip it back up for a nice, beautiful reversion all the way from 217s and change back to 218 halves, which is VWAP right now. So yeah, beautiful reversion coming in on the market.
Wow, something's going on with Google.
Anything crazy? Google.
We are now $2 in the money. So Google is going ham sandwich right now. Wow, we are now at 2.5. We're at 2.5 times daily goal right now, just alone on Google. Google's quantum funding, blah, 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 something like that. Let's go, Google. Let's go to the upside right now. It's a party in this joint right now. Bang, $2 in the money. We just gave that to you. It's Google. Here we go, man. All right. Google unveils quantum computing breakthrough.
That's huge.
Computing algorithm.
Okay, all right.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
This is something else. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Great.
What a show.
Great trading.
What a show. Let's go back over to these guys. Thank you for putting up with me. I'll see you guys at 2 p.m.
Take it easy.